Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
The ISUPK presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.
And all the warriors be like,
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana presents the official itinerary for the 57th Annual Lord's Passover. Kickoff. Wednesday, April 1st, the Lamb Slaughter from 11 a.m. Followed by fun and games, basketball, 3-point shootout. Can you hit the target in the archery competition? Then let's gather together ourselves and eat some lamb. Later that night, the Dopest Podcast, the Round Table of Truth, Cross the Line Radio, and Let a Hebrew Speak. All going down from 8 p.m. Thursday, April 2nd, the annual Kiddies Party. It's all going down at Slick City Action Park from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Followed by Scripture Breakdown Class from 7 p.m. with 12 Shield General Muhammad. Friday, April 3rd from 8 p.m. the all-black party. You know how we get down. It's all going down at the BH Ranch, Houston, Texas. Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. we will be hosting a brunch. Then the moment we've been waiting for all year from 5 p.m. sharp, April 4th, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. Followed by the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Sunday, April 5th from 7 p.m. The Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread goes hand in hand, so don't miss it. Make your reservations, book your flights and hotels now. An entire week of activities for only $200. Go to isupk.com, pay your Passover fee now. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West.
ISUPK, Trinidad and Tobago, under Commanding General Yohana. We will be live on the streets, 91.9 FM.
West to the death till they bury me.
Every Thursday from 7 p.m. Hosted by Officer Sawapya Allah and Officer Masquaya.
West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. Live every Thursday night from 7 p.m. on the streets, 91.9 FM.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West.
The ISUPK presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.
And all the warriors be like,
They need food, housing, clothing. They need counseling. They need understanding of what's happened to them. They need an identity. They need to know the truth about the Lord. They need to be woke up to who the devil is. That's the white man. That's what the hell they need. And you add that to black people, Latinos, and Native Indians, brother, then you're going to be able to do something. The whole reason I'm even here saying these things to you, because these things are supposed to show you and give you hope. It's supposed to make you say to yourself, you know what, we got a kingdom coming. You know what, the Lord's judgment is coming. You know what, let's change our life.
ISUPK under Commanding General Yahana presents the official itinerary for the 57th Annual Lord's Passover. Kickoff. Wednesday, April 1st, the Lamb Slaughter from 11 a.m. Followed by fun and games, basketball, three-point shootout. Can you hit the target in the archery competition? Then let's gather together ourselves and eat some lamb. Later that night, the dopest podcasts, the Round Table of Truth, Cross the Line Radio, and Let a Hebrew Speak. All going down from 8 p.m. Thursday, April 2nd, the annual Kiddies Party. It's all going down at Slick City Action Park from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Followed by Scripture Breakdown class from 7 p.m. with 12 Shield General Mahayim. Friday, April 3rd from 8 p.m. the all-black party. You know how we get down. It's all going down at the BH Ranch, Houston, Texas. Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. we will be hosting a brunch. Then the moment we've been waiting for all year from 5 p.m. sharp, April 4th, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. Followed by the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Sunday, April 5th from 7 p.m. The Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread goes hand in hand, so don't miss it. Make your reservations, book your flights and hotels now. An entire week of activities for only $200. Go to isupk.com, pay your Passover fee now. Shalom.
Serious, and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord, to do His will. I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put your faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on Congo.
Commanding Honor don't like no soldiers. Through the Spirit of the Lord, we don't like no soldiers. You understand me?
Like a saint, Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate y'all as the same. Hate Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate African soft niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell, toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville when I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, ain't me murdered by them and got a hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game. Put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves.
Aquí somos la Escuela Israelita del Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Hoy estamos aquí.
Lord Commandant General Yahana ISUP guy.
They just saying anything.
See, this is what Commander General Yohana did. This is what he did.
First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. I had to dig.
That's right.
You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
ISUPK under Commandant General Yohana presents the official itinerary for the 57th Annual Lord's Passover. Kickoff. Wednesday, April 1st, the Lamb Slaughter from 11 a.m. Followed by fun and games, basketball, 3-point shootout. Can you hit the target in the archery competition? Then let's gather together ourselves and eat some lamb. Later that night, the dopest podcasts, the Round Table of Truth, Cross the Line Radio, and Let a Hebrew Speak. All going down from 8 p.m. Thursday, April 2nd, the annual Kiddies Party. It's all going down at Slick City Action Park from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Followed by Scripture Breakdown class from 7 p.m. with 12 Shield General Mahayim. Friday, April 3rd from 8 p.m. The all-black party. You know how we get down. It's all going down at the BH Ranch, Houston, Texas. Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. we will be hosting a brunch. Then the moment we've been waiting for all year from 5 p.m. sharp, April 4th, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. Followed by the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Sunday, April 5th from 7 p.m. The Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread goes hand in hand, so don't miss it. Make your reservations, book your flights and hotels now. An entire week of activities for only $200. Go to isupk.com, pay your Passover fee now. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
Wagwan priest, you good?
What's going on?
Listen, man, I'm hearing you, man, you ISUPK brothers be talking about the Jacobites that was in Scotland were originally black. You man ain't reaching that.
Listen, put that on the TV right there. You'll see it. This is the transportations. If you look right there, it will let you know Robert Adam, brown, William Bow, black, Dogo Campbell, brown complexion, black, brown. I see brown, black, brown, black, brown. This is all the Jacobites that was shipped out of places like Ireland and so forth. This is the transportations.
Right.
So this is giving you the complexion of the Jacobites that was shipped out of these places to Barbados and other islands in the West Indies.
Yo, that's mad. So it's saying what? Robert Adams was a labourer and he was what? Brown faced. William Bell was what? Black, curled hair. Damn. That's deep, man.
Which means what as well? Which also means black people was in Europe. Why? Because they ruled the Dark Ages. So that's why they was in Europe.
You man are cold at history, man. All right, man. Shalom.
What from here? Barack?
Give me the step up. Boom. What's on, Warriors?
Come on, sir.
Nah, sir.
Good to hear from y'all. Everybody rolling, huh? Doing their thing.
Come on, sir. Come on.
Sir.
Yeah. I dragged y'all in a little early this week again. You know what I'm saying? Figure we do it one more week.
It's finally thawing out, sir. I realize it thawing out outside. Outside start getting wild already.
You said outside.
Yeah, meaning like it today was a warm day. The ice melting. They had a shooting in Canada. Some broad up in Northwest DC. I think yesterday they had some shooting in a school in just outside of DC. Just a little bit of temperature.
And it's already hot.
The place will get wild.
God.
It's like they couldn't wait to get out.
God. I mean, it's gonna be something to see this place come this summer.
Come.
You know, man, what they putting in place and what's really going on. You know what I mean? And now I don't know if y'all heard this. I couldn't get the article, but I was trying to get this article on that came out of China. And the article talked about some Chinese representatives that went to the Epstein Island and claimed, similar to what they had been claiming, that on the Epstein Island, part of the longevity experiments, for those of you that may not know, Jeffrey Epstein and several others was experimenting with the idea of extending their lives. Part of the extending of their lives was the mixing of DNA of raw flesh and eating it.
Damn.
So the cannibalism wasn't just they wanted to eat it or ritualistic. Esau don't really believe in nothing, no way.
Right.
So it wasn't ritualistic. It was real experiments on whether or not they could extend their lives by eating certain DNA and eating certain raw flesh.
Right.
You know, to move forward, which is insane.
Salaki, sir, if I could.
Please.
You saying that, makes me realize just how much of a treasure the Lord gave us when he gave us these laws, statutes, and commandments. Like, these people on the earth do not have wisdom. They don't have knowledge and understanding. You understand? Mm-hmm. Our oppressor presents himself as though he's all-knowing and civilized and cultured when they eating humans like the Hamites was doing over there with the Mondo Madness.
Yeah.
They made that movie District 8 a few years ago. It was about aliens coming from outer space, and that the Africans was catching the aliens and cutting them up and eating them, trying to, preserve their lives and get special powers. Come to find out that's what the white man was doing on Epstein's Island. Getting babies, getting people, cutting them up, getting fetuses, and doing all types of evil, trying to prolong their lives because they don't have no wisdom. They don't have no knowledge. Really, all they have is their wickedness. That's what fuels them, and that's what pushes them to do the things that are unimaginable. But in their minds, this is something that, will restore us to the days of the Olympic gods or whatever nonsense they believe in. But that's amazing that in today's modern society, with all this technology and all the wisdom that they think that they have, they still doing the things that the people living, in third world countries and bushes are doing. You know what I'm saying? I yield.
Shalom.
Shalom, Bob.
If I could, sir.
Please jump in now, please.
Yeah, Salak, and when I hear stories like that, I'm like, they want to prolong their lives on this earth to do what? It's like all the evil they've done here, they want to do more evil. It's not like they're prolonging their lives to make sure things are right and make sure people are fed with all their wealth. No, they want to do more evil. They want to do more lust. It's such an evil spirit that, any black man who felt he's done wrong, when his time comes, he says, my time is up. I mean,
he did wrong.
I'll never forget. Slackson?
He he did wrong.
Khan. I'll never forget Mike Tyson when he went to jail for what he did. He said, I didn't do it, but I've done so much bad in my past, I deserve this. I mean,
that was pretty
he accepted it. Khan. But these bastards here, with all the evil they're doing, and they know what they're doing, they want to preserve their lives to do more. That's diabolical, sir. Salaki.
Salaki, if I may, sir.
Come on, please. What?
Yeah. To what again, sir? Again, the education that you're educated, in being in the truth for so long and raising up brothers through the four corners of the earth. I must say to what again, to yourself and the Most High in Christ, and upholding that spirit, whereby brothers could really obtain this truth and this knowledge to pass on and pass down to our children, and because this, in traveling for the first time and understanding and thinking that that this beast was just a beast or a person that has a personality whereby have a loving and caring, not knowing that this beast behind closed doors was actually destroying lives, taking the lives of families, and not knowing that outside of the truth, you think that, hey, nah, give him a chance, but in the truth and knowing that these records stand, is a glorious thing. And again, toward again, for you're holding on the truth, in the spirit of the Most High in Christ, and brothers receiving this through the four corners of the earth is a glorious thing. So like it.
That's right.
Most High in Christ. It's definitely glorious. You know what I mean? See all the works that brothers put down, you know what I mean? All the generals, man, Hyman, Mayat, Ha, Shalmar, Q, Kathum, all of y'all, captains, Mashat, you know what I mean? Been rolling down for a good long time. And so many other captains with a Thok up in here, Soccer War, Kahan. I could go on and on. Like, it's a real blessing to be able to get this out. Because like you said, without it, you be so ignorant to what they doing. Like our people right now is so ignorant to what they doing. So ignorant to the churches. Like we have just no understanding of what is really going on with these people. And now finally the Lord is pulling it out of the dark. And these ain't lightweights. These are heads of states. Right. You know, presidents.
Concept.
You know what I mean? Heads of industry, powerhouses. And they down on this island are raping these kids. And listen, so much of it going on, they catching STDs, especially from them Russian girls. You know what I mean? Like what's his name? Bill Gates did. You know what I mean? And they ain't okay. I pray the Lord lets the whole story out because, okay, this much they let out. They let out that the experiments were being done on black women, but that the white women was what they were using for trafficking. For some reason, they wouldn't let the black woman be used for trafficking, but the white woman they would use. So that means the black women, they wanted something to do with their flesh and DNA. Mm-hmm. And probably knowing we're the 12 tribes of Israel. Right. Knowing, I mean, this cat had top Harvard and Yale scientists in his pocket. You know what I mean? Like he had top universities. They say he poured tens of thousands into universities, which means he was a middleman for Mossad, CIA, and God knows who else. But and being in that middleman, he's in these universities having them experiment on how they could make their DNA better for longevity. Mm-hmm. And he likes to act like we all the same, we the same blood and all that. But I bet you they done went into the whole science and realized that we are totally different than them.
Right.
Right.
And totally superior to them. Mm-hmm. And they trying to add our DNA, man, and going and eating it. What does that say there? Had a bizarre obsession with improving human DNA. And he was emailing with top scientists about it. And that wasn't no weird bizarre obsession. He knew what he was doing.
Right.
And was doing it for the government.
Come.
another thing too is they said he heavily financed DARPA. Go ahead, Mashak Salagi.
No, I wasn't saying nothing, sir. I was just agreeing with you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, cause like he had a very heavy connection with DARPA, which is the scientists for the military. You know, they solve problems for the military by making inventions and doing different things. Like these people are way out there in the stratosphere of trying to understand life, and I'll bet you they're trying to put that they're trying to probably make a human with AI capabilities.
Right.
I don't see them far fetched from that. They don't want AI on a desktop. They want AI walking around in the flesh, so they can make him like a god. Which once again, only a slave would think like that. Like they would think, let's build AI and then let the AI become a god.
Right.
Because their mind is always as a slave, even though they might accomplish so much, they think like a slave. Like you brought out earlier, Soccer War, they still gonna eat flesh just like they were when they was in the caves or like any other primitive nation. No, none of that changed. And the illusion has been our eyes been totally closed. We've been in an illusion that they had created.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I yield, Salaki.
Man. Like even just to back you up on what I was saying, me and Nathan be talking with this AI, you know, every other week or so, and we talking, and it's like down there they try to make the Holy Spirit, they try to make AI be the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
Like they wanna like Nathan was making a good analogy where, like sometimes you call for counsel or you ask a question in class, and the answer is tailored to you. Like that's you know. You'll hear something, you know, the teacher would be, if it's yourself or Muhammad Jamayak, whoever teaching, like who's asking this question, and you try to get the motive behind the question to give you the answer for you, you asking for a certain reason. And now if I was saying as he interacting with the damn AI, the way it asking you the questions back is to try to feel for you to give you a tailored answer. And it's like they make this thing into, you know, like as you saying, a living, breathing being. Which really is the Holy Spirit, because this AI, who it replacing?
Right.
In general, so
yeah. And so
that's heavy. Go ahead,
this to what you were saying too. I don't know if you heard too, but he was trying to study them sprinters in Jamaica. You know,
I didn't know that.
He was trying to get a DNA. If not, he did get it. You understand?
Wow.
Like, you know what I mean, as you were saying, like he was, you know what I mean, he was not Frankenstein, but the doctor, you know what I mean, behind Frankenstein.
Yeah, he was Dr. Mengele. He was goddamn what was Frankenstein's doctor? The creator of the Frankenstein? Or was he Dr. Frankenstein?
I think his name was Frankenstein, sir.
Yeah. And then Jeffrey Epstein was Renfield.
Right.
Motherfucker that eat rats and shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Concept.
And who knows? Go ahead, Salakia.
No, Salakia. I was just gonna add to what you were saying too. And remember when they came and got the native, when the Spaniards and them came across here, there was the whole take was the Mexicans or the Aztecs and them was eating people. You know what I mean? It's almost as if whatever he tell you doing, is he doing it?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like wherever he said, like, you know what I mean? Like, and he used that to go back and tell the, you know what I mean, the Queen of Spain or whoever, Ferdinand and them, yo, they need the church. You understand? And got money and came across here and conquered these people. And was telling us and was teaching us in schools, in the books, that the Caribs were either cannibal and was eating the Arawaks or something like that. You know what I mean?
But meanwhile, he the one eating people.
And even in the accounts, I don't know if you remember too, how they mentioned how beautiful and glorious the bodies were.
Dang.
They made a record of that. They were saying how healthy and strong and beautiful their bodies were.
Right.
You talking about in the Epstein file?
No, like when before when the conquistadors and the Europeans.
Okay.
They like it's like they've
Wow.
always been fascinated by us physically,
Right.
and how we are, and everything about us.
Right.
It's driving them to a point of no return because no matter the adjustments they make, they could just never be us. You know what I mean? I remember they made points of how beautiful the bodies of the people were, and they were so strong and this and that. It's an eternal jealousy.
Yeah.
That was an eternal. Even today, you go to the Caribbean islands today, and go out on that beach. I mean, them women look amazing. Their skin is amazing. Their health is amazing. They looking like fruits and vegetables as they diet.
Yeah.
And you look over to the Edomites, and they looking rough and cave-like.
Right.
You know, like that sun ain't buttering up that skin. That sun is burning that skin.
Yeah.
They gotta put that lotion on and all that because that sun is spotting it up and cooking it. But you go look at that island girl. She look like she's one with the sun.
Yeah.
And even if she get dark, it's a golden dark.
Nice.
A chocolate dark.
Yep.
Esau get dark, he's going to the emergency room. On the island. They're gonna have antiseptics and all kind of stuff waiting on. So I can imagine when he came through with that ship back in the 1400s, they must have looked amazing to him.
Right. Yep.
So if I could jump in there, speaking about the native Indians when Esau came over here, I remember learning about the Comanche Indians that roam the plains in what they call the Midwest today. Esau was amazed at how skilled of horse riders these cats were, because these Comanches used to ride horses, and they would go into battle against Esau on a horse, flip on the side of the horse, riding down on the plains, and with a bow and arrow shoot at the enemies. And it was they was giving Esau hell because Esau back then was they lining up in formation with the damn muskets and run down on you on a horse, disappear from the horse. And the horse turned sideways to shield him. Then he circle around, and then he on the side of the horse with a bow and arrow and pluck you out of your formation. And Esau was just amazed at how the skill and the strength and the athletic prowess that we had. You know what I'm saying? Like the scriptures say, man, we the salt of the earth. But like Christ said, what happens if the salt loses its savor? And in this condition as a result of having lost that savor. And now these people who have been allowed to, rise into positions of power and authority over us, the Lord is allowing us to see that there's nothing these people have that is greater than us.
That's right.
The reason why they are in power is because we left our form of glory. We turned our back on the Most High, turned our back on these laws, statutes, and commandments, and the result of that is the earth suffering under the hands of the evilest, most base bastards that ever have existed on the earth.
Right.
All the power and the wealth and the influence they had. So, like I said, I watched the little Epstein interview, him talking about the money and the finances. They wanted to know, well, how did you make your millions? How did you do these deals? Breaking down the fractional reserve system and how, you go to a bank, you think you give the bank $1 and they go and loan out $1. He said, nah, you go take that bank $1. That bank gets to create $10 on the market and loan it out, and they make money betting on this and that. He broke down the whole scheme of how the banking works.
Wow.
He's doing it in a way where he does not even have a conscience of how evil this system is he's describing. But he's so matter of fact, like, yeah, well, the banks didn't, there's a lot of people that don't know how the money system works. And so what I was able to do was I would tell somebody, you got a company that's worth this amount. If you go to the bank and you loan them $50,000, that you can cash out $500,000. You can be able to play on the market and make this bet and make that bet. And the interviewers listening to it, and they continue on to the next subject without even pausing to be like, hold on, man, what the hell did you just say? What was the last 5 minutes? This last 5 minutes should be studied by everybody to see that this whole banking system that causes everybody to be in debt and causes, people to not be able to, it's the excuse our oppressor uses for why the minimum wage in this country is still $7.25.
Wow.
It's 2026 with the prices the way that they are, with the, even a one bedroom apartment in the poorest city, you're going to pay maybe $800 a month. You can't afford that off of $7.25 an hour.
Right.
Yep.
But these devils and their evil and their cruelty know that the system is rigged against the poor, know that it schemes in it for the rich to be able to get richer. And also they're betting on the bottom falling out. And as long as they have what they need, they don't care about what happens to everybody else. Epstein spoke about the day that the housing market crashed in 2008 and how he was in prison while it happened. He was like, but I was in prison, but I was able to make a phone call. And the first phone call I made was to the bankers at Lehman Brothers. And I told them, we got to move this. We got to move that. Like, he knew that the day of the crash was coming. And once the crash came, he had to make a phone call to tell them, move this money over here. Because if we don't, we're going to lose it. And them same people that he contacted and them calls he made, those are the same bankers that got bailed out to the tune of billions of dollars in 2008. While people lost their houses, people, they preyed on people to get predatory loans, and a lot of brothers and sisters in the Black community, they was in DC, but for sure they was coming and giving you mortgages. You didn't have to have a job. You didn't have to have a credit. You didn't have to have a credit to report on. You didn't have to have paid taxes. They was giving you a loan for $350,000 because they knew in about a year or two this whole thing gonna crash. We're gonna take that property.
Dang.
And them devils got the cash out while poor people had their lives ruined, you know what I'm saying? And it just goes to show that they don't have any heart or any conscience towards the poor, towards the suffering. All they know is to gobble up and to fill their bellies and to take everything and to leave everybody else with nothing. Just like the scriptures say, you know what I'm saying? If grape gatherers came to gather the grapes, wouldn't they leave some? Right. These devils come and clear the whole field, and if you poor and suffering, oh well. So like it's our year.
Dang, that's crazy. Good. I think Mashak was trying to say something.
Oh, Salaki, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real quick because just on the back of what Sakawa was saying. There's a video I saw this week. It was on PBS with this brother he's from the DC area out in Fort Washington, and he was giving his story about how he lost his house from the housing crisis, but even afterwards, where he had the house, he had one mortgage on it. He took out a second mortgage just for $35,000. For however the first mortgage went, he just needed $35,000 loan, so he remortgaged. He had a second mortgage on the house. Then they came with some kind of program to help people keep their house, quote unquote. They told him they consolidated the two mortgages, and all he had to do was pay one flat rate at a lower interest, and he was good to go. I think about 8 or 10 years passed, 2017 or 18, and somebody called him and ask him how much is he willing to sell the house for. So he's like, why would I sell my house? He said, well, it has a lien on it. He said, a lien? What is he even talking about? Come to find out, that $35,000 loan never got covered, and the interest just accrue on that, and they done foreclose on the other house. He said the only reason he knew they was putting him out, his neighbors called him as a slave and asked him what was going on.
Dang.
There's bags of trash on the front lawn.
Wow.
And then PBS interviewed another family, white, and they went through the same thing, but somehow they catch it and their lawyer helping them and showing them how they could fight it back. But he lost his whole house. He living in an apartment with his daughter. His marriage fell apart, all kind of shit.
Dang.
Like they just that housing crisis, it ain't stopped right there. Like they going all the way down the line, checking everything and just taking your shit after they let you pay for so long.
A certain amount, right?
It's crazy.
Then come and steal it.
Come on.
Damn, like this is hell over here. And he knowing how to do it. He's in that club where they know how to do that and work that money and crush your game and take over all that you have while they continue on and gobble up and just, that Epstein interview, You could tell he has no worries. This cat, he already had one conviction.
Right.
And it was like nothing to him.
Yeah, concert.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like not even a problem. That he had that interview. And if Donald Trump was out there and that close to him, then who knows what he was into along with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They trying their best to, keep it out of the public square. But man, what the hell was this guy doing?
Right.
Taking DNA, eating people. That's the real life they live, which is totally different than ours. They are totally not like us.
Yeah.
Like the song say.
Come on.
They are different kind of people.
Yeah.
I yield.
If I could, sir.
Please,
And when I hear about the stories of people like Epstein and all the power they had, and I think about how they villainized black men in America to the point where even our sisters think we're the worst things on the earth.
Yes.
Like you hear the terms "ain't no good black man" and stuff like that. Like what crimes have we done compared to these bastards?
Right.
Where the minute you start to speak against them, they say, don't put everybody in the same basket. Don't put everybody in the same basket. But they say, ain't no good black men. Man, I can't wait to look. I've done crimes on the earth like anybody, any imperfect person. But when I stand in front of the Lord, I don't want to be in the white man's shoes. I'll take my crimes. Charge me for what I did. I'll take the penalty. I'm not going to be with Epstein.
Come. Like, that's a whole nother charge. You got to get that Epstein charge. Yikes. You come before Christ with that charge, you in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what they said he was doing on the ground. I can imagine tied up with all these different military agencies. I can imagine what they're doing out there trying to take over the world. Like they truly want to turn this place into heaven. And they believe with their gods, with their ancient gods, they can do it. And some of them speeches, you could tell that they want to even abandon the Christian God, which is their God too. But they don't look at it like that. They look at it like we got to go back and get our ancient gods.
Right.
The ones that we had in the Greeks and the Romans that made us famous. They want them gods back.
Yeah. Just to add to what you're saying too, so that's so heavy too. What you're saying too, because you got to watch their history and what they say, like the stories they make up, like that Romulus and Remus. Like I think they were the ones who went and they say abused the Sabian woman and them, and then go to ask the father to marry them after they done are them. You understand? So it's almost as if they're telling you who they are in the story, and in the stories that they're making up, who they are. But we so far-fetched from the fact that the way he painted himself as being that picture of Cesar Borgia, that image, like he really knows, how to make that image, make himself look like, like he's spotless.
Right.
Like he's, like he can't do nothing wrong. That's why and he spent years and years and building up this reputation to the point like today, people still don't believe it.
Right.
Some people don't believe it.
Right.
You go tell them those eating babies, they're gonna be like, nah, they wasn't doing that.
Right.
Believe it. Because they don't paint that image. So like you said.
No, go ahead, Nata. They didn't what?
I said they don't paint that image so much on the earth right now that they could literally do that and people still doubt themselves and question while you ain't paused for a minute and you still trying to conquer the earth while this mess coming out. You still trying to go and and try to put your face up as being you the hero, you this. Like remember with Iran when they had the protests, Trump was talking about going in there and helping the protesters. Like if he cares.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
He don't, you know what I mean? Like they for sure know how to use the media, because now the small hats went and buy up certain portions of the media. Now you're not hearing nothing about what's going on in Gaza.
Yeah.
Like they know how to, you know what I mean? They have enough power to take control and to have you look this way. Negro, don't look this way. Look this way, Negro. You see what you understand?
Right.
And that's you know what I mean, that's how they do it. You know what I mean? They you know what I mean, as the Lord said, there's the son of the air, son of perdition. That's him. And you.
Show enough. Show enough. Yeah. Go ahead, Al.
Kazaki was holding on.
No, 2 up, sir. The water, sir.
No, sir.
So, like, sir, I was looking at the stories here. I don't know if we was able to get an update from what took place today, Captain Mashar. I don't know if we want to start here, but they did the Senate had I can't think of the name their oversight committee. They had Pam Bondi, who was the attorney general, come up there and have to get grilled on these Epstein lists. I mean, Epstein files that dropped, and they took turns basically telling her to her face, "We know you covering up for all the pedophiles. You're covering up for Donald Trump. You released the names of some of the victims that you were supposed to redact. Then you redacted the names of the rich men who were co-conspirators that you were told not to redact." And man, it was like it was a back and forth of them telling her, you doing a horrible, evil job covering for these pedophiles and for Donald Trump. But what was key for me is every time somebody went at her, she came back and started bringing up names of people that they committed crimes with, or bringing up things that that they didn't want to be discussed. Now I don't know enough about these individual senators and Congress people to know what dirt they have, but these devils that's on the side of Donald Trump are very prideful in their stance of, erasing the First Amendment, going against the damn Congress and any laws they pass, going against, the Supreme Court, because in their minds, everybody's corrupt. In their minds, you can't be mad at Donald Trump and be mad at me for hiding these names on the list. We hid your name when your time came up.
That's why
we didn't mention you with this other person when their crimes got exposed. Every time somebody grilled her about why they didn't release the name, she says, "Well, why y'all didn't ask this of the last attorney general when Biden was president? Why y'all didn't ask this of the attorney general when Obama was president? We've been knowing about this going on. Don't try to blame it on me and blame it on Trump. Y'all been covering this evil for a long time." And for a lot of them senators, it was their cue to shut up. But for other ones, the newer ones, it was like, yeah, we know it didn't go address with Obama. We know it didn't go address with Biden, but we addressing it now, and you hiding it. And come to find out, Pam Bondi, who is the attorney general for the U.S. right now, was the attorney general in Palm Beach when Epstein was getting locked up for pedophilia. She's the same attorney general that ruled over. She was in I forget the cat's name. I think his name was Podesta. He was the attorney general, but she was like a prosecutor in his office in Palm Beach while Epstein and Trump was in the middle of all of they having sex with little girls and having these masseuse parties. So she's been tied in to this network for at least 15 years of being a prosecutor that made sure that they never got prosecuted for their crimes, made sure they got sweet deals. The big thing that they was talking about with Epstein before he got locked up in New York is he was given not a pardon, but they cut a deal, basically a plea deal in Palm Beach, Florida, with the attorney general that none of his co-defendants could ever be prosecuted.
Damn.
Because of him he took the charge of the pedophilia or dealing with underage girls. All of his co-defendants got excused from any of their crimes.
That's crazy.
Dang.
Why when he got locked up in New York, the Ghislaine Maxwell getting locked up in New York was a big deal because she was supposed to have been covered by his plea deal that he signed in Florida. She was supposed to be immune from any prosecution, but the deal he signed in Florida wasn't federal, so it didn't apply to other states. But Ghislaine Maxwell got locked up in New York because New York took a stance like, What they doing down there in Florida is corrupt, man. This cat is evil. He dealing with children. He need to go to jail, and anybody with him need to go to jail. But this same woman who was there helping Epstein escape justice when he was doing his dirt in Florida is now who Donald Trump decided to be in charge of the Department of Justice. So when an investigation needs to be done into the pedophiles and the children rapers and the cannibals, she's there to say, nah, there's nothing to prosecute. There's nothing to see here. You know, he's dead and he's gone, and all the evidence is there's no evidence that any other wrongdoing is taking place. So now we can drop it. They got her up there, sir, and it was, you know, they took their turn trying to stand for justice, but she was able to fire back. If you watch some of the videos, she got folders on the desk. Every time a new senator come to speak, she pull out a folder. As soon as they get talking and blazing on her, she go flip through the pages. She like, yeah, but what about what happened with this situation and that situation? And the way Congress work, when they have a judicial, like a hearing like this, the people get a certain amount of time. So as soon as she started talking, they get the Mr. Speaker, she's taking my time. I need to yield my time back because they don't want her to speak. Because when she's speaking, she's saying, yeah, y'all talking about this Epstein, but what about this happened and what that happened? They trying to get her to shut the hell up. It was just an amazing thing to watch because it shows that they all are evil. They all are doing dirt. They all are breaking the laws. They all are making deals behind closed doors to enrich themselves. And it's the evidence that the earth needs so that when the Lord destroys this place, nobody has to bat an eye or feel some kind of way about what's happening to these people, because now finally justice is going to be served for the earth. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
General, it's down there like she take on the left-hand side the position of Christ when the Sadducees and Pharisees bring the woman caught in adultery. She basically telling them, yeah, this nigga guilty, they're nasty, but he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Right.
All your sins in a book right here. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Wasn't you the one who stole so and so? Wasn't you the one who, raped this girl? Some. Like, that's damn near how she operated. She basically telling them the pot can't call the kettle black to white people.
Yeah.
She defending and deflected. That's crazy.
And what they show too is, I mean, this look like, they put on a show for the country. You know what I mean? Because they ain't talking about, what happened with Trump and this other dude that came down, Netanyahu, where they're trying to go on bomb Iran. They're not on the the forefront. But this Epstein file also showed too that the Democrats and the Republicans, they're one party. You have who was partying with Epstein? You had what's his name? Bill Clinton. Plus you had Trump. All of them was partying with Epstein.
Ehud Barak was out there.
You understand, sir? So this whole thing about what she's doing, this is just a show for the country. They're just telling them, they sit down and be like, yo, these what I'm gonna do, and these what you gonna do. Like, this whole thing looked like it was choreographed. I'm believing nothing they do, because this here is just to show the American people, yeah, I'm working for you, and then to show the other ignorant ones, you know what? Like, Trump picked some hardliners to be with him, and we, they're feeling in their power. Like, white people, the type of power they feel they have right now is like they could clearly see that they're untouchable. They can almost do what the hell they want in this country right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
If I could, sir.
And with so many, there's probably so many that we don't even know yet.
Yes, sir.
That was out there, you know what I mean? Because if they had Chinese heads of states out there, and listen, and the Chinese said to the leaders of the Chinese, told their people, you watch yourself around that Jewish dog. That's what they told them. You watch yourself around that Jewish dog when you get to the Epstein Island. Like they knew how horrible he was and how dangerous he was. You know what I mean? So they told their people, watch out. You know what I mean? Like that White House. Oh, wait a minute. Did you hear that it came out today? Or did we just mention it? How she said, if you locked up everybody on the Epstein list, you would shut down the government.
Yeah. I saw the headline. I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw the headline.
Yeah, she said you basically shut the government down. Basically, all of these is pedophiles. This is what this is.
Good night.
You locked it. You locked, which also seem a little deflective too. Like they trying to get it off of Trump and put everybody else under the bus.
Right.
Yeah.
So you start looking at them and not looking at him.
Right.
And Salaki, sir, if I could, that's exactly what. Salaki.
No, go ahead.
Nah, I was gonna say that's exactly it. Trump knew exactly what he was doing when he made his cabinet. Like I said, Pam Bondi was the attorney general down there in Palm Beach where Mar-a-Lago is at. So Trump had a good relationship with her. The second in the Department of Justice is his old personal lawyer, the lawyer that defended him on his cases. The cases he had after his first term as president. How do you have the man who's in charge of all investigations of crimes in the country is the nigga that was your lawyer? Lawyer is the man who's in charge of prosecuting all crimes in the country. Then when they was trying to get James Comey locked up there in New York, and they tried to get their sister Letitia James locked up. The people who was part of the government would not take those cases because they knew that this was Trump trying to weaponize the Department of Justice and the Attorney General's office to go against his political opponents, and they would not partake in it.
Right.
Trump got rid of all those people and took the broad who was his defense attorney in his documents case against the U.S. government and tried to make her the Attorney General in New York. And the judge got up there in the case and was like, this is retarded. This woman doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't have no prosecutorial conduct. She found the paperwork wrong, lied about the judge, lied to the grand jury about the charges that y'all were bringing against Comey, and they threw the cases out. It's like Trump has insulated himself to where it's like he's doing a nanny boo boo. It's like, I'm doing these crimes, but the government positions in charge of prosecuting these crimes is all my day ones. They my people from back in the day. I brought them with me to the White House, and I'm making sure that I'm never going to get prosecuted for any crimes, which is why now the message that they're trying to put out there is these midterm elections coming up in November. Oh, man, we're going to have to get Donald Trump out of office. We're going to have to vote to win back the House and win back the Senate. Their big thing they pushing now is if you vote Democrat, we're going to prosecute Donald Trump. We're going to prosecute this person, that person. And it just goes to show you how this place is built on people hoping for justice.
Yeah.
Hoping that one day we'll see change and one day America will live up to the dream of what it's supposed to be. The reality is this is the headquarters of Satan on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
And these people have no intentions of bringing any justice or doing anything right, because whether you are left wing or right wing or Democrat or Republican, you are on the back of the same evil bird that the Bible speaks of, and the Lord said is going to be destroyed off the face of the earth. But they are now pivoting from they're accepting defeat, meaning whether it's Epstein files or whatever, we can't do nothing to Donald Trump. We're going to have to try to get him out of the midterms. Meanwhile, Trump is going down to Fulton County and getting all the voter registration records in Georgia so that when the midterms come up, you can't even come vote down there.
Yeah.
He doing it in other states. He's going to try to rig the election before the time even comes. And guess what? If they wanted to try and police him, if they wanted to try to get somebody to bring him up on charges of rigging the election, who's in the position to do that? Pam Bondi, who was his old home girl from back in Palm Beach, and his defense attorney, who've been working for him for the last 30 years. So it's like these devils, the jig is up. It's being exposed. Everybody can see plainly what's taking place. And now is the time for God's chosen people to turn back to him and understand that the only way that we're going to get any justice or any equity or anything righteous or fair is going to take place is if the Most High is the one that delivers it.
Damn right.
Right.
Damn right. Man. Go ahead, Michelle.
Did you want to grab that story with China stepping in to help Cuba out?
Yeah, let's do it. I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting story.
One and two, number one and number two go together. Depending on the brothers who want to play the story.
And it give me some worry that Russia didn't step in.
Yep.
Russia is the one that was supposed to step in. Like they may be in worse shape than they saying.
Yeah. Yep. Or China probably take it in front because they led the whole thing with BRICS. They probably have a little bit of operational command on the whole thing. You know what I mean? Over yeah, because they start the BRICS. They was the one who started the whole thing. And with China, they trying to create a whole new trade route in the North Sea. Canada, they're trying to leave out the Panama Canal since Trump trying to take it back and run China out of Panama. They're now looking at going through the Arctic, which was something they would never in the past they would never make possible. But they're talking about making vessels to go through the whole thing. That's probably why he want to take.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They're saying now with the quote unquote global warming, certain routes through that ice cap is possible, and with the technology they have, they're considering doing a whole shipping lane between there and between Canada and that Arctic zone that it'll cut out at least a week or 4 to 6 days from the usual route through Panama. They could bypass America, and now Canada would be the new trade route for Russia and China, no matter which side of the world you're starting from. Like if it's on the western side, over the Atlantic, they'll just go up, over, and now they're on the backside. And if they go the other way, it's the same thing. So they considering doing that whole thing now. That's why Trump is like, we need to get some of Canada. You want to get Greenland because Greenland is in the channel as well. So China definitely making that type of threat.
That's crazy. And Canada, they made they deal with China. They done just said later for them.
Yep.
That's why he shut that bridge down.
Exactly. It's in retaliation.
Right. And this cat plays very dirty. Loose and dirty.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You got the article?
Kawakan, sir.
You want to get it in?
Kawakan. China steps in as Cuba faces deepening fuel crunch under U.S. pressure.
Because, of course, Venezuela cut off.
Right.
Now Cuba under extreme pressure.
And to add to point two, sir, Jamaica, they stopped Jamaica from exporting oil to Cuba.
Dang.
The America step in and say, you better stop. You know what I mean? Or else they would get sanctions also too.
Yikes, and they got to obey. They ain't got a choice. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what exactly are they doing? Like they stepping in, meaning are they bringing oil or what are they? What's the plan?
I could keep reading us on the article, sir. Kawakan, sir. China has pledged continued support for Cuba as the island grapples with worsening fuel shortages, pushing back against what Beijing called external pressure on Havana. China firmly supports Cuba in safeguarding national security and sovereignty and opposes external interference, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian told reporters in Beijing on Tuesday. He said China would continue providing assistance and rejected what he described as moves that undermine the Cuban people's right to basic subsistence and development. The comments came a day after the United Nations voiced concern over growing fuel shortages in Cuba and their impact on everyday life, following threats by U.S. President Donald Trump to impose tariffs on any country supplying oil to the Caribbean nation. Washington has stepped up pressure on Havana since early January after a U.S. military operation abducted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, a key ally of Cuba, and as part of a broader effort to isolate governments it considers hostile. In a late January executive order, Trump labeled Cuba an unusual and extraordinary threat to U.S. national security, declaring a national emergency and opening the door to tougher economic measures. Cuba relies heavily on imported fuel to power its electricity generation, transport, and food distribution, making supply disruptions especially damaging for the already struggling economy.
So, like he want to make sure his backyard stays safe, General. Want to make sure nobody could come in there and play in that backyard, because they on the verge with this BRICS thing. Like, if it's down here, like if it's do or die for Trump and America, if they don't intervene, if they don't take over Venezuela, if they don't be hostile in these areas that can't react. Venezuela can't react, Cuba can't react, so they're gonna be very hostile with our people and take over. Then, if the BRICS get legs and start, switching the currency, America is gonna be overnight a third world country. So it's damn near he has to police it, put up the caution tape, put markers, let it draw in the sand, let everybody know. Listen, if I want Cuba to suffer, they're gonna suffer because they're in my backyard. You wanna come around here, something gonna fly. Y'all stay on that side, but everybody who over here, they're gonna have to bow to the empire and do what the empire want. And there's no middle ground for it. There's none of that. Like that's how he operating at this point.
So, like, sir, if I could, just to back up what Captain Mashaka saying, the if anybody young out there who don't maybe not know what the term, when people speak about the Cold War, right? A lot of people don't have a frame of reference of what the Cold War was, but basically it's what's taking place now. It's basically a war between China and America, Russia, China, and America for who's going to be the power that influences these other nations going forward. And China, by supporting Cuba, like they supported Venezuela, is trying to open up the door for these other nations to be able to have their own type of government, to be able to free themselves from under the influence and the pressure of America. But America can't let it happen, because if these other nations are able to separate from America, join Russia and China, and be successful, then it'll make people living here in America say, why is life so horrible here? Meaning, a part of this whole economic thing that China and Russia is trying to do with the BRICS, they're also targeting countries that are ripe for socialism, right? So Venezuela, before any sanctions that they put against Venezuela, Venezuela socialized their government, meaning the government took control of industries. It took control of the oil, took control of manufacturing, took control of agriculture. And under the socialist type of system, the way it's supposed to work is the government brings in all the money from all of these businesses, and then the government distributes the money to the people as they need it. So in other socialist type of governments is countries like Britain and Germany and France, where the people get free healthcare. The people get free money. In Libya, before they went over there and killed Muammar Gaddafi, Libya had a government set up where you got married, you got $50,000 deposited into your account, and you and your wife was free from work for a year. So you can start your family and be able to relax and this and that. And America is okay with these types of governments working over there where we can't see it, where we can't really, it's not tangible to us. But God forbid they let Cuba be socialized and Cuba get to distribute money to the people and give them free health care and free college education. God forbid it be Venezuela and they let this brown face, who's the leader of the government, give the money, make the money and give it back to the people, and they living good and having a decent life. It'll make all of us here in America say, well, hold up now, why are we stuck in capitalism? Why are we stuck in democracy? And it'll cause their system to fall apart. So that's why they have to take, like Captain Mashak said, they have to take a hardline stance in Venezuela. They have to take a hardline stance in Cuba, because they cannot allow in their backyard these black and brown faces in government to show the people that if you just not oppressed by the devil that the Bible speaks of, everybody might be able to live a somewhat decent life. Donald Trump and all of these proponents of capitalism, capitalism only works if there's poor, if there's oppressed, if there's people at the very bottom that is scraping out of the barrel of the drugs of poverty that makes the people in the middle class say, well, you better keep working that job. You better keep showing up to that 9 to 5. You better keep that insurance. Imagine, Salakis, I don't mean to run off, but you paying insurance for health care that you may never need. You got a job and got to pay, $500 a month so that if you get sick, you can go to the hospital and get treated.
And you can't recoup none of it.
And that's what I'm saying, sir. You spending it, you never use it. Oh, well, nigga, you needed it, didn't you? Like your kids, you got insurance for a son that might break a bone, but if he never break the bone, so they can't let socialism work in these other places, because then we'll look and be like, we boo-boo the fool. So the white man knows that his empire depends on his ability to oppress the poor. And China, not to say China ain't righteous. Chinese, they got a goal in mind. They want to be the new colonizers. They want to be the new ones that got influence and getting tax money from these other countries. But America is like, we can't let China ruin our dream. And the white man's dream, the white man's rulership is based on poor people being afraid and staying poor and shutting the hell up. And that's why they're going to do what they got to do against Cuba. That's why they went in there and captured Maduro in Venezuela. And again, at this time, neither of these people care about God's people. They just want to be in charge of whoever's at the bottom. We have to realize that now is the time to turn back to the Most High, because he's the only one that's going to be able to get us justice. You understand? Not the Chinese, not the Russians, not the white man, but they are vying over the falling of the empire. We should be preparing for our empire. And that comes by turning back to the Most High and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. So like it, sir, you.
Sure. If I could, sir. Slack, sir, if I could.
Please.
And when the Most High starts to judge, you can't pull no files on him. You can't say, well, no, what about this? What about that?
Ain't gonna be no debate then.
Ain't no debate. No, that's what I was saying, sir. Because that's hilarious that, you're trying to hold somebody accountable to something, and you could pull files on the people who's trying to hold them accountable. But when the law starts to judge, that's why Christ is a righteous judge. You can't pull no files on him. He holds all the files. The scripture says, and books were opened, and also the book of life.
Right.
I mean, and they would judge out those things written in that book.
Right.
I mean, you can't run from that, sir. Salaki.
Yeah, you're right.
Come.
What else we got, Mr.
Come. We have Shalom. It's Shalom. This Captain Kapasa. I think Kapasa, you could do your audio.
Yeah, is my audio good? Can you hear me?
No, it's the Wab. So I just wanted to make sure. So he was just checking in.
Okay. I just wanted to say, also, if I could, what's going on, what the oppressor is doing on this earth is diabolical. It is horrible on some of the highest level. I was in Cuba last week in Havana, and under Commander Johanna, we gave out some food and things to some children out there, and basically, the oppressor got them out there basically where their infrastructure is falling apart, buildings are falling apart. When I was in the store to get the food for the kids, the woman went upstairs, her foot fell through the roof.
Dang.
And dude had to go up there and make sure she was straight, that she didn't fall all the way through the roof.
Dang.
And that's a common thing out there. I remember seeing a YouTube story of a woman who had a apartment out there. Her apartment collapsed, and so the government put her in another, like in a gymnasium where they working out, and put a room in there so until they could try to get her another room. You know, everybody knows about the old cars they have. You know what I mean? The
Right.
old vehicles. And it's like it's a created poverty. It's a poverty that's created. You know what I mean? You got a whole country that you creating a poverty for what? You know what I mean? Like you is really no reason. You know what I mean? Yeah, they may have a different type of government, but you still do business with other governments, other style of governments. So Cuba was the people, you know, they were, you know, grateful for the goods and stuff like that. But it's it's just a created poverty that's unnecessary. You know, you
Wow.
just when you go to places like that and you come to America and you see the people, you see, you know, watch TV, you see people spending money, everybody spending money on all types of things, the government and this and that. You just understand like the earth is being mismanaged. You know what I mean? Wealth is being hoarded and people are suffering. It's just a horrible situation that Christ need to take over. You know what I mean? Can this system is hurting the people. You know, like the scriptures say, the people mourn when the wicked are ruled, and the people are mourning all over.
That's crazy. I hope you got pictures out. I know it must have been an amazing trip.
Con, I got a picture and videos. I'll try to send it to Captain Mashak, and maybe he could play a little bit if you want.
John,
I'm looking and searching for them right now, Cap. I'm on a couple of your pages. I'm trying to look for it right now.
Yeah, it should be on my Facebook page. It was a couple videos.
Still send me the link to or post it in the chat on the side on the stream yard. I could just click it from there. Post
Yes,
the
sir.
link because I'm trying to go through now. Yeah, that was heavy.
So I guess if I mean.
Go ahead, Sawat.
Yeah, and you know, just as you know, Captain Kapash bringing out, you know, and having the privilege to travel as well to some of these countries, you know, and seeing these same things that he bringing out here, you know, it's like we can't hide, you know, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. We can't hide from, you know, being, you know, the sons of Yashala, the sons of Jacob, sons of Israel. We can't hide.
Can't get away from it.
Can't get away from it. And you know, the more this come out now, just as you know, the scripture it told us, you know, that we must gather ourselves together. Ain't no getting away from it. Ain't no getting away from it. Yeah, so that guess.
You got to go that route. Otherwise, this man, like this Christ said, there'll be no flesh left to save. You leave it to this guy. You know, man. Eating people. You know what I mean? You don't really expect him now to make sure everybody on the earth is right. That whole idea of the U.S. government, fair and equity, they trying to gut it as fast as they possibly can. They want to end that so bad. They're going to get rid of them Congress and them Senate also. They want to get rid of them. And they said Donald Trump is fighting tooth and nail to shut down any mail-in ballots for the next election. He gonna have ICE agents there intimidating people. He gonna do everything that them laws, statutes, and commandments said you are not to do. He gonna be doing it at the voter booth. And I see something too. That coming after those the tribe of Issachar, I see that has a lot to do with the voting. Because he's right now, they said he's shutting down mail-in ballots in Fulton County, Georgia. In Fulton County, Georgia, which I believe encompasses Atlanta, was the state that almost swung Democrat, and he lost the White House. He would have lost the White House.
Concert. So, like, to add to that, sir, another way that they attacking the Latino tribes with this voting thing is they passing laws and rules that's changing the requirements for you to be able to vote. Meaning, I watched they changed that in this upcoming election in November 2026. You can't vote using a college ID. You can't vote using a passport. You have to have a state issued ID in order to be able to vote. So if like someone like myself, I lived in Philadelphia for several years, right? And I transitioned and moved down here to Memphis. If I didn't have a Tennessee state ID, I couldn't vote. Even though I've been living here, I could show proof of residency and all of that. You got to go down to that driver's light, to that DMV office and get that ID changed over, or you can't vote. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing everything to make it inconvenient and to deter you from being able to do it. And not to mention in certain states where he got these ICE already, man, let that week to vote come up and ICE in your city. I did a taught class today. The brother down here sent me a story where, you know, ICE Trump sent the National Guard down here, right? When they sent the National Guard down here to Memphis, the Memphis Police Department started a, you know, crime task force where they got U.S. Marshals to help out and oversee what they call it, a crime blitz down here in the city. But they just came out with a report saying over the last 3 months that this task force has been in operation, Black and brown people have been arrested 6-1 compared to whites.
Wow.
When, you know, that is a majority of Black people in this city, but there's still a large demographic of Caucasians, but 6-1. So for every 6 Black or Hispanic men that get arrested, 1 white person got arrested over the last 3 months. It's showing that the arrests that were made against the white people were ones where the cops had no choice but to arrest them, meaning they had warrants, they got pulled over with a DUI, you know what I'm saying, driving while drunk or something like that. But you get pulled over for a seatbelt, no white man got a seatbelt ticket. No white man got a ticket for the light being out, the tail light being out. But if you Black, you got that ticket. You Hispanic, you got that ticket for that seatbelt, for that tail light being out. They call them the discretionary tickets. If the officer on the scene can decide to let you go for a seatbelt, they can decide to let you go for your tail light being out. If you Black or brown, there's he's not operating that discretion. You getting that ticket. If you white, you know, buddy, get your tail light fixed. You know, gotta put that seatbelt on. But if you Black or brown, they was hitting you over the head. So they came out with the report, and they got, you know, comment from the U.S. Marshals. Of course, they saying, you know, you can't look. We stopped crime in Memphis. You can't look at these demographics and these statistics and make it look like we being racist. We help bring, you know, safety back to the city when you just did what they do at every place, which is just go and beat Black and brown people over the head. Whether you're a criminal or not, whether you're doing wrong or not, you invite the police to come take over your city, they're gonna make it hell for everybody. And that's what that report stated. You know what I'm saying? So it's that same thing with the whole voting thing. They're gonna make it hell. If you somebody out there that want to vote and exercise your right, the white man is going to do everything in his power to make you just hate the idea of the whole thing. So like,
man, no, give it up.
So like it's
crazy. Please.
And what Kevin Sokolowski just brought up, it brought back to memory how I remember there was a time, General, where white people, especially the Republicans, the right, there was this whole movement about the fear of the New World Order, fear of martial law, fear of troops in the streets, and the police state. Like, I remember that was such a large part of, and still is, but it was such a core part of half the country's ideology. And it's to the point that white men were all in the Midwest and in the Pacific Northwest, they out there were training because of the fear of these things. We're not going to let the New World Order come in and the martial law and all these things in the police state. And I look and I see the current state of the country, and it lets me know that the white man, he has no morals or principle. And all of that was not sincere, because it's in a police state right now. ICE in the streets, National Guard in the cities, but because it's on the side of their political spectrum, it's like they can't even see. This is the thing that I for 20 years or so, even further than that, since the 80s, you white men have been training to fight against this police state, the New World Order, martial law. But because it's coming up against God's people, Blacks and Hispanics, you welcome it. The problem with white men that they don't understand is that the meal that you prepare for us to eat is going to be on your plate.
Right.
It's going to be on your plate, and you okay with us eating it right now. You don't understand that you are allowing the thing that you said you were against, that was part of your party's core beliefs. Especially devils in Esau military. These devils that are veterans that have served, they are in these groups, and the core tenets of these groups is to fight back against the police state, large government, the strong hand of the government. That's they always champion the Second Amendment. They always champion how the Constitution calls for the overthrow of the government once it starts to get out of hand.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else has to happen for them to see. Well, this is what you were scared of the entire time. It's here.
Right.
The police state. This is martial law. This is the strong of the government. This is what you said you were scared of, and you champion it. So like it.
And man, what you saying is so heavy, because they was always afraid of that police state and the government taking control and all that. And all the government had to do was say, we coming after niggas.
Come.
And they said, go ahead, bring in the whole police state.
Come.
ICE, everybody.
Come.
And they got almost like no resistance now.
Right.
Come.
That is crazy.
Come.
What you think? Let me get up in my chair, man. That was that brought me back, Jack. Like, that is true. They was all cool about it. They was just as cool as they could be until that happened.
Right.
When the government brought that out, especially when they said they was doing it for Mexicans, it got it all the way right.
Yeah.
And they probably laughing all the way to the bank because they know ain't no Mexican going to be at no voting booth now. Like, what Latino would, in a right mind, go sitting up in the would go sit up trying to vote, especially when they trying to eliminate mail-in ballots and all of that.
Salagi, sir. If I could, just to support what Kazaka Aman was bringing out, I remember back after this is what put me on the path to coming into the truth, and I thank the Lord for it, sir. But after 9/11, back in 2001, George Bush passed the Patriot Act.
Yeah,
and the Patriot Act was the legislation that set off all the white militiamen in this country that they were coming for their guns.
Yes, it was.
Get rid of the writ of habeas corpus, which is your right to. But they can't arrest someone without producing a body for court basis. They can't lock you up without due cause and just due process and stuff like that. Them white boys were super afraid. I remember they was talking about they was going to turn Walmarts into concentration camps.
Yeah, I remember that.
There was caskets being found in fields in Georgia, 2 million black caskets, and they was talking about the Great Death was coming, and they was going to take over the government and take over the country. That's why them white boys was training in them fields and getting their guns, because they was knew the Patriot Act meant they spying on us. They gonna come for our land.
Yeah.
To come to 2025 and they say, "Nah, we want to get rid of these Hispanics and these illegals," and the white people said, "Whew," they wiped the sweat off their brow and that batting an eye. But here's the consequences, like Kazaka Iman said, they setting a trap for us, but getting caught in it, because right now in Arkansas, there's entire fields, miles and miles of fields with crops that's being unpicked because all the Hispanics fled.
Wow.
All them free workers that was working, I watched the video, a white man crying. I'm talking about baby tears. I'm gonna lose my farm. I can't pay the John Deere for the equipment. I got all these carrots, 2 million carrots in this 10 acres that I gotta pick by myself by tomorrow because all of my poor, needy, illegal alien workers have fled because of ICE. Well, that's what you get, devil. You voted for Donald Trump. You cast your vote. You wanted for the immigration and all of that. Well, guess what? Now you got a field with 2 million carrots that won't be picked, devil. And these devils that's over these farmers. I remember being in school learning about feudalism and how that was such a horrible system, right? Where you got some lord owns some land and lets a man farm it, and you get to farming the land, and you bring the money at the end of the crop season, and you get to stay on the land. These farmers in Arkansas is under feudalism.
Wow.
These cats don't own the land, and then the same person that owns the crops, the same companies that owns the place where they get their seeds from to plant their crops, is also the company that owns the equipment that they got to loan out to do the farming. So the devils who in charge of the seeds and in charge of the equipment know how much it costs for this amount of acres of land to grow and to harvest and to do the what's the name. So they set the prices so that the farmer's just able to make enough money to have to come back next season. And he's never able to make enough money to be able to own his equipment outright. And he's never able to make enough money to be able to own the seeds or the plants. So he's stuck in a system where he's got to come back every year to deal with this same company that's setting the prices over these seeds and over these equipment. And they the same ones that told this devil to vote for Donald Trump so that the Gadite, the Hispanics and the Native Indian people that work on that land would get ran off. So now the man that owns the seeds and owns the farm equipment is now going to come take your land. These devils in Arkansas and Wisconsin and Wyoming and Idaho, they are losing their farmland. There is no government bailout. There is nobody coming to save you. You're going to lose that land. The government going to take it. And why? Because you sought to join the government in evil against God's people. And you should have stood with God's people and said, nah, man, what you mean you're going to run these people off? They've been working this farm for pennies on the dollar. We can't do that to these folks. But no, you wanted to. The white man is such a fool in that he thinks the people at the top care about him. These devils in the middle and at the bottom think that Donald Trump and Stephen Miller really care about their white pride and their white this and that. They care about gobbling up money in the earth. Your white poverty is not important to them. Your white brokenness is not important to them. But they know that they can trigger you by saying, oh, yeah, we're going to do something horrible to these niggas. We're going to do something horrible to these Hispanics. And that'll get white people riled up to vote. And then by the time they realize what's going on, they in hell. Salaki, sir. I yield.
And them ICE agents don't know. They're going to be called up to fight in all these countries. When all these wars break out, they're not going to be exempt to be over here abusing the hell out of the Latino tribes and black people. They're going to be called to go to those countries to fight. If they go in one of them countries and one of those countries really buck up against the U.S., a lot of them going to be called in. You know, man? And they don't have a real problem.
That's right.
This is truly the end. This is undoubtedly the end of this empire. You know, man, it is truly a time to get ready for the Most High's glory. Now, it's going to be, once again, just like it's just the scripture, the Lord uses so the right metaphor. It's just like a woman in travail.
Right. Yeah.
Those worst birth pains are coming. You know what I mean? This is the birth pains. You know, when the center, what is it? It got to hit 9 centimeters.
Common cancer.
The water broke.
Right.
The water broke is trying to take it to the emergency room. Because she's 9 centimeters and the pain is horrific.
Right.
And there won't be any Demerol for this one.
Right.
You won't be giving her no Demerol for the pain. No spinal tap.
Common cancer.
This gonna be raw deal. And you know what? It's going, you know, for the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel, it's going to be painful and horrific, but it's also going to be quite refreshing to deal with the truth and not live in a fantasy land no more.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We've been living in a commercial. We've been in the Truman Show. That's been our life here. You know, fake hopes, false hopes, lies about equality. I mean, he ripped equality out of the United States almost overnight. He wiped all equality and anti-racism out of the United States in the snap of a finger.
Yeah.
That's right.
And everybody looked around like, what the hell? When it was right there in front of our eyes. And which is so good because now we can turn to the hope that we need to turn to. Damn, I got a video I have got to send to you of a preacher now saying everything that y'all say.
Damn.
Y'all want to give me a second and let me try to get it?
Come.
Can I just text it over to you, the link from the shop?
Yes, sir. Come. Is it on YouTube or Facebook or what?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me see what I got.
Come.
So like, I was just gonna say if I could, so while Commander General Yohana is getting it, man, I just thank the Most High for Commander General Yohana and the truth and all the generals and the captains and the officers. You know what I'm saying? I remember I came in the truth, man. I was young, and I just remember knowing that this was the truth and knowing that, I sat in classes for months, man, and took notes and asked questions, even at, to the point of exhaustion sometimes. Man, I used to be in that DC school asking them questions and putting together them precepts and breakdowns. And man, I remember going out on the street and teaching, and I just knew that this was the truth. But I know it sounded crazy to people out there in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I had people that I knew in the world before I came in the truth. And when I came in the truth, I would try to drop the truth on them, and they would be like, yeah, they hear some of it, but nah, man, y'all kind of crazy with this, and y'all doing extra with that. And I remember people believe we lived in a post-racial society because of Barack Obama.
Yeah.
They thought that it was a new era in America and a new day, and we was on them corners telling them, you are blind and dumb. The white man is the devil. He'll never change. Barack Obama ain't even your people. He's an African. And they thought that we were crazy, man. They thought that those things that we were saying about the truth about the white man and the truth about America and how it never changed and it never will. They thought that we was insane niggas that just was behind on the times. Now they realize that we was telling the truth. Now they can see that those crazy niggas on that corner on 7th and H were right. Those crazy niggas outside of Marketplace in Philadelphia were right. Those crazy niggas in Times Square. That was so, we were so mad about the evil of America, and they just didn't understand it. But now they look up and they say, damn, those brothers was right. And I just thank the Most High for Commander General Yohana and the truth that he held down so that we could have it. That in this day, the Lord is vindicating us, man. He's showing everybody. And I know there's people that remember us. They remember us and they thought we were crazy, and they look up and they say, damn, them niggas was right.
Mm-hmm.
And we were right because we was following the Lord. We were right because we knew what was in the Bible. We were right because we dedicated our lives to becoming the men that the Lord called us to be. And the earth is supposed to think you're crazy. The earth is supposed to look at you sideways, because anytime you take a righteous stance in a sinful kingdom, it makes the people who are living that sinful life uncomfortable. Yeah. But thanks be to the Most High, we now the ones that's comfortable. We the ones that ain't worried. We sit in this place having a drink, raising our kids, making babies. We don't have that anxiety and that fear and that, oh my God, I can't believe what's going to happen next, man. We know what's going to happen next because we're doing what the Lord said to do. If you want to have that same peace, if you want to have that same, that freedom from the anxiety and the stress and the worry, then you got to come in here and dedicate your life to serving the Most High and become who he calls you to be as well. And it can be done. If it happened for us, then it can happen for you in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Right. Listen,
most of the press. If I can add to what Soccer War was saying, to water for that too, Soccer War. But you're right, all of us, on down from every trooper. The Lord did something with us out that is really yet to be understood. And that is the Most High took the veil of a lie off of our eyes. Like, I'm even amazed after all these years when I look back and I see the whole state of affairs. I'm amazed at how it was like you said, we was like nutty nuts to be thinking this way. Like, I'm looking back now like, oh my God, we were saying that. Brothers play tapes for me now. And I listen to the tapes and I'll be like, oh shit, we were saying that? We was like nutty nuts.
Right.
Right or wrong?
Yeah.
All over the country. We were like crazy, nutty nuts talking until this moment. Until they decided, you know what, we ain't lying no more. We're gonna shut the whole damn thing down. And now it's like we truly had escaped the matrix. And there's a lot to thank the Lord for that. Boy, it's something like they listening to psychics and trying to see Miss Clarice and digging up Confucius and educating later for that bullshit.
Right.
If you learn the scriptures and follow the scriptures, the Lord He will walk you out of the blindness, and you won't even realize how much He pulled you out of the blindness.
Right.
You'll know you live in a totally different mindset and culture, but you won't even realize, damn, He really got me out of what everybody's believing. And it's so sad for them in that they're waking up in such pain. Like you ain't seen the level of depression that's getting ready to come on the 12 tribes of Israel out. The depression that's going to be on them for Slagia. I'm trying to read the scripture at the same time. My bad. Like you ain't ready to see, the shock. Like America has been an expert at giving you hope, at making you believe you can have that career, go back to school, get your degree, do this and do that. Well, guess what? What happens if, the point comes where there is no more hope because it doesn't look like they're going to allow you to prosper at all. But then it starts to look like they are going to decline and take everything. What then? Like the mindset of our people, in that state and faced with that prospect is going to be more than a lot of people could bear.
Right.
People are going to wig out and snap over that. And yet we got it so early.
Right.
We got it so early. Bear with me. Go ahead. I'm a yield. I want to pull a scripture for you while before Mashak brings up go ahead, Mashak, please.
Come on, sir. Oh, the Instagram one. Okay.
If you could. Y'all hear this guy. And let me tell you something. What you about to hear from all the preachers. They all gonna now go back and act like they was never with it. Oh, you about to hear them pivot like you ain't never heard them pivot before. Meanwhile, they said nothing all these years. They said nothing about abortion. They said nothing about homosexuality. They barely said something about molestation. They did no policing of themselves. They just robbed black women and left them to their own devices after they poisoned their mind, filled them with vanity, stole their money. They just left them to be beasts on the earth and to tear black men apart at their will. Now they're going to act like they was never with that immorality. Whenever you're ready, Michelle.
It looked like you froze.
No. I'm here. Salaki. I tried to transfer it from the phone to the computer. Salaki.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Salaki. I'll go ahead, Cap.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Kawakhan, sir, at the water too, sir. And in general, what you're saying is so true. When I first came into the school, my mother, she's married to a bishop. Her husband is a bishop. And I remember when I first passed the officer's test, the first thing in my mind was like, I cannot wait to go over to their house because I'm battling that nigga. I'm battling that nigga. You understand? I couldn't wait. And I remember I went and I started to cut them. And then she shut it down. She's like, you know, she was real proud. You ain't gonna be yelling in my house. She, you know, it deflected from the whole thing. And ever since then, we kind of had like an unspoken agreement that she's not gonna talk about anything regarding the Bible, God, or anything. We keep it small talk, we keep it cordial, and we've been operating like that for some years, and we still talk. And like there's a certain proudness Christians have, and just recently, when we would talk on the phone, it's like there's confusion. It's like the pride is gone, and it's like, you know, I was like, you see what's happening on the news, and she said to me the other day, she said, "Baby, I don't even watch the news no more." She was like, and I said, you know, I ain't trying to rub it in her face, but I said, "Oh, well, why you say that?" She was like, she said, it's just too much going on. She was like, I can't take to hear everything that's going on, and it's like in that moment, it's just like, so what the hell was these niggas in the church telling you and preparing you for it in? Like, how
right.
Concert, like, how is this that you are so confounded and depressed that you can't even watch the news on what's just happening? And it really put a new fire of hatred for the Christian church and these wicked pimps and these pulpits, because like you said, you know, these preachers sat in there and pumped up these black women to be against masculine black men.
Woman, thou art loose.
That's right. That's right, sir. And I seen it firsthand, and I dealt with it. And it's like, now, you know, you deflated. You absolutely deflated. And it's sad to see, because it's like, as much as I want to be like I told you so, it's like I can see that my mother is truly, she lost in the sauce about it, because it's like everything I stood on and I championed, or being like you said, or this and that, and it's like, oh, I don't know, baby. And then I had to tell her, I was like, it was a conversation before, I was like, you see what's going on with Donald Trump? And she was like, yeah. She's like, yeah. I was like, I was like, I think you can see why I say the white man is the devil. And she got quiet for a second, and then she started to laugh, and she said, you know what? I see what you're saying.
Right. Right. And let me tell you, our women don't, what you saying, give it up, y'all. That was heavy. You know what I mean? Like, our women don't know that they don't know that they're women. Like, they think they're mighty men.
Right.
They don't know that you're a woman. But boy, oh boy, you about to know it real soon. You about to know what you are in that day. Like he done set up a system where she was able to just punk and beat a black man into the grave if she was ignorant in that church. In that church, she almost had to exercise power over that man. It was almost standard routine.
Right.
Being a church person, to take authority over the house and over the man and be in power. And now it's like, whoa. Y'all got to let me read this scripture. This scripture is so heavy, this scripture. I think I haven't read this scripture in 20 years. I know other brothers may have, but I have not. And this scripture is Isaiah 25:7. Right? Wait, matter of fact, I'm going to read 6 and 7 if y'all don't mind.
Come on, sir.
All right. And here's what it's saying 6. And in this mount,
I got it right here, sir.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 25, verse 6. And in this mountain shall the Lord of hosts make unto all people a feast of fat things, a feast of wines on the lees, of fat things full of marrow, of wines on the lees well refined.
So the Lord is saying, I'm gonna make a feast for all the people, meaning the 12 tribes, and I'm gonna feed them well. And I'm gonna, it's gonna be full of fat. Now read the 7th verse.
And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
The face of the covering, the witchcraft that's been that's been covering our faces, it's being destroyed right now.
Mm.
And our eyes are being made to see the real world we've been living in.
That's right.
Like he's removing that covering. Go ahead.
And the veil that is spread over all nations.
And there's been a veil over all nations. All nations been in a veil of thinking that they had power, thinking that they could protest, thinking that there was laws and morals and rules to the game, that the ancient world of brutality and enslavement and genocide did not exist anymore. But boy, did it. And now that veil have been pulled off. Now, starting with Palestine and other nations, and it's going to continue more, we're going to see that this world was never what we thought it was. The Constitution was never that powerful. You know, the Constitution of the United States, it was never that powerful. It was never as strong as they tried to claim it was. And what's so ironic about it is the reason it was never so strong, because you can't have a constitution strong if you do not uphold it in every incident.
That's right.
And since you hate us, you have to let the Constitution hit the ground when it comes to our justice. And those that are in power just begin to learn how to circumvent it against you.
That's right.
And that's exactly what's happened. And the Lord said, I'm going to remove that veil. You know what I mean? He's going to take that veil away. And you're going to be able to see clearly where the hell you were in. And it goes on to say how he's going to, you know, wipe away our tears and bring us back to the people we are. Like now is truly, like the scripture said, high time to awake out of sleep.
That's right.
Like now you got to be awake. And it's so ironic what you said about your mom and the news. Because I am a news crackhead. Okay.
Me too, sir.
Both sides crack. Like I am a crackhead when it comes to news. I just found a website. I didn't find it actually. How about sent it to me? A website that translates Chinese articles about the U.S. from Chinese to English. And it is raw. It's the same article that I told you that the Chinese, that's where I got it from. The Chinese called Epstein that Jewish dog. Told their people, watch out when you go to that island owned by the Jewish dog. You know what I'm saying? And even all that, even the whole ideology and culture that we believe is in China and Japan of being so wise and gentle and perfect and, you know, all that is bullshit. All that's part of the veil. Like every nation got a veil.
That's right.
When really all of them are nomadic beasts. Starting with the so-called Jew. Small hats. Like all of them. And so now that veil gets to get lifted. And listen, and if you embrace the lifting of it, you're gonna love the news. You're gonna love waking up to the real world.
That's right.
You're gonna love dealing with reality, even though it's going to be painful at times. You're gonna love it. Because at least you're not asleep in a pen. You're not a sheep in a pen somewhere asleep.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You're a lion waking up out of his sleep, able to see now and looking for where the threats are and where and who seeks to destroy the Lord's chosen, which is, you know, everything. You know what I mean? I love the news. Love to hear the latest story.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But of course, if you live in a fantasy world, the news threatens the fantasy.
Right.
The news, you know what I mean? The news threatens the false narrative that you live in.
Yeah.
That people are we all one and people love one another. And there's only a few bad apples. You one of the people still thinking it's one of a few bad apples. So you can't hear too many bad apple stories. Because then it won't be a few bad apples, it'll be all the bad apples. Which would crush the narrative in your mind. But had we learned the truth from way back, like you so eloquently brought out, you would have known that not to buy into the story.
That's right.
Like when it said in Revelations, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins. It meant what it said. Get your mind out.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And boy, oh boy, for a man of wisdom, days like this are very few men, but righteous men in the UPK will understand this kind of day, will understand what was given to them. You know what I'm saying? Will understand that this is a bigger blessing than so many others. To be awakened, to be shown this truth, and so early, to be an actual prophet of it, like we are. To prophesy those things before they happen, simply from learning them from the Lord. You like we understand the value of it. The rest of the world may not, but we understand the value of it. And if they're smart enough, they'll know to not miss the next train. And they'll listen to every word that come out of our mouth to make sure they don't miss the next train. I yield the water. Damn right.
General, I had the video here too. But just also too, like on that point you're making about being asleep, like that movie Matrix. Remember one of them, he hated being awake.
Yes.
He hated, and remember they confront him, and there's like, you know the food is fake. And he's
right.
Like, I'd rather the fake food. I'd rather just pretend this thing is so nice.
Yes.
And the reality of it.
Yes. Like he put that steak in, that was the biggest piece of steak I see somebody ever put in their mouth. He put that piece of juicy raw steak in his mouth. And he felt like he was in heaven. All over again.
So
you know what I mean? Go ahead, Op.
If I could, Captain Shock, he said, and he told the agent, he said, I don't want to remember nothing.
Nothing. Yep.
Right.
No,
he said, yeah. He said, make me a rock star and everything. He don't want to remember nothing. And brother, that's a sad dude.
Right.
Like, that's a sad, but there are people that are like that.
That's right.
There are people that don't want to wake up, that rather stay asleep. Leave me alone. I enjoy this sleep. But the problem is, we don't leave you in the house to finish sleeping, and the flood is going to come. Yeah. And now you're going to wake up underwater, wondering what happened while you floating down the river, trying to cleave onto a mattress. When we tried to get you up ahead of time.
General, so
go ahead, Op.
Just to add to what you're saying, right? I had to go look up, put it in the Google. Like, what will make you not want to face reality? So I put in trauma and oppression. And these were it fit back out to me. When someone experiences trauma, abuse, violence, betrayal, long-term stress, injustice, fear, the brain learns reality is dangerous. Paying attention hurts. So the mind may avoid certain truths, block painful memories, numb emotions, deny what happens, escape into distraction or fantasy. Right? This is called psychological protection, not stupidity. How oppression affects reality. Oppression, being constantly treated unfairly or powerless, can make people feel hopeless, make truth feel useless, make survival more important than clarity, train people to keep their head down. So people may think, what's the point of seeing it? I can't change it anyway. better not to feel it. Right? That can lead to denial, positivity, passivity.
Passivity.
Yeah, passivity,
I mean,
silence,
when you don't do nothing.
and mental shutdown.
You just described 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah. But if I could add, go ahead, Mashak. I'm gonna wait for you.
No, that was it, sir. Go ahead, sir, please.
Oh my God, you don't know now. I thought what you brought out was so heavy in this. Oh man, what you brought out was the blueprint for why you need the Lord. Now I'm gonna have you read it again, and I'm gonna give you the antidote for each part. Watch. Go ahead.
General, it's like I just saying that. I just scroll down and they say healing reverses this. You may read the healing part, or me go back up to the top and
It's up to you. Either one, either way.
Hey, Salaki, if I could, after he read it, after you get there, General, I know the perfect. It's somebody that did something this week. I want to tie that into what he said, Salaki.
Like because what you just said, not only is it true, and like Mashak said, that is our experience. That's the 12 tribes of Israel. But also, as you reading that, it so makes me know, now I know why you need the Lord.
That's right.
Now I know why Christ said, believe on me, even for the works that I did. Meaning, even if you don't believe in the Lord, you should believe that it is of the Lord just because you see the works. Because without that ability to believe in the Lord, all of those things will destroy you.
Yeah, that's right.
You won't be able to bounce back. And it's also why our women are in the church believing the lie. Like going to church is taking on that spirit where you don't want to see reality, where you give up, where you got no hope. But they do it to stay in a broken spirit. Like the church gives you, the church gives you this. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Which is what you want because you don't believe you can fight it.
That's right.
But that is not the spirit of the Lord and the scriptures. The scriptures are a different prescription than that.
Yeah.
So either one, I thought it's up to you.
Concert. So the healing versus this. When safety increases, the mind can face truth, process pain, think clearly, feel again, choose again. That's why therapy helps, faith helps, community helps, truth helps, stability helps. Simple way to say it. Trauma doesn't lie to you. It teaches you to hide. Oppression doesn't blind you. It makes truth feel dangerous. And that's how Black people feel. They feel, the truth is almost as if, like you're going to die on the corner talking that. Your family members and them always would say that. But I'm going to go back up top, sir.
And that's why the scripture said, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like you need that to be stable because these things will make you unstable.
That's right, sir. Answer. How trauma affects seeing reality. When someone experiences trauma, abuse, violence, betrayal, long-term stress, injustice, fear, their brain learns reality is dangerous.
Stop right there. When you've gone through that, like we have in this captivity, if you have the scriptures, your brain won't go to learn reality is dangerous. Your brain is forced to face that the reality that you're dealing with is in the scriptures with a solution.
That's right.
You can't deny what the scriptures are saying. You can't go off into the fear of reality is dangerous.
Right.
You stay in reality to bring forth the things that are dangerous to the brothers and sisters around you.
Right.
Say it, Nayata.
Concept. Paying attention hurts.
Paying attention hurts when you've been through that trauma. But knowing the scriptures, trusting in the Most High, paying attention wakes you up to what has happened.
That's right.
So that you can continue to fight against it, even though it was painful what you went through.
Right.
We went through 400 years of captivity, but we still awake on what's happening. Go ahead.
Answer. So the mind may avoid certain truths, block painful memories, numb emotions.
You can't avoid certain truths when you are studying the scriptures.
That's right.
How are you going to avoid it? You can't avoid, you understand, when the Lord said, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?" You ain't going to be able to not deny the white man is Lucifer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though, read that part one more time, what you just read.
Avoid certain truths.
Stop right there. Avoid certain truths. But you can't avoid certain truths if you rolling with the Lord. Like you can't bring a lie to the Most High. You got to deal with the truths. So even though it would be easier to avoid certain truths for safety's sake, you're going to have the faith that there's a power out there greater than those that brought you the trauma.
That's right.
And if you believe in him that fights against them that brought you the trauma, you can stay in reality. Go ahead, Nathot. After that line, what's next?
Block painful memories.
Right. You're going to block painful memories because, of course, you want to go on into the lie. But we don't block the painful memories. We bring up all the painful memories of our history to say this man should be condemned. We talk about slavery. We visit the slave camps. We talk about police brutality. We talk about who they killed and how they killed and what they did. We talk about the Klan. We talk about white racism. We talk about the president. We don't deny it. Why? Because knowing that the Most High is above all gives us the space to stay in reality.
That's right.
Go ahead, Nada. Go ahead, Mashak.
If I could too, like what you're saying there with the with the blocking the memories, like is down there how the Bible say he would deceive the very elect. Like you could abuse somebody and they block it out, like how the computer would lose files that on the computer to keep going. But then they now blocking all painful memories with the critical race theory, taking down the shit in the museums, rewriting history. It's down there like they want to keep us in the false reality, so we never ever heal. Like we do it ourselves before, but they making sure and set the field now where what slavery? It's immigration. It was indentured labors. It was the transatlantic migration. It's like they now blocking it out, so we never heal, knowing that facing it is part of the healing.
Right. So true.
That's right.
So true. Go ahead, Nada.
Escape into distraction or fantasy.
Right. You're going to go to church, dog. You're going to dress up nice and sing. That is a fake play to make you think life is beautiful.
That's right.
You dress up nice, go sing, and think, ooh, that was wonderful. When in essence, you went and put on a Sunday afternoon play to pretend that you live in a world that you don't live in.
That's right.
Which is why these women are depressed half the week until Sunday. Go ahead, Nata.
Right. They said this is called psychological protection.
Psychological protection. Once again, you need psychological protection if you don't believe in the Lord. You know what I mean? Those prophets, Stephen, and others, and Christ himself on their death's door faced it head on and put it before the throne of the Lord. You know what I mean? Spoke to the Most High. And speaking to the Most High, because though they were going through this hell, they did not fantasize about it. They didn't say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. They stood up on it and called on the Lord and said that, like, you're the one that I hold to protect. Even the sons that the Greeks killed, the 7 sons. They said, we go to die now for our kingdom in the future, but you have no future. Like, they understood why they were in that position. And brother, if you're going to deal with reality, then you're going to put your trust in the Most High, not in a fantasy play on Sunday. You're going to trust in him. That's also what leads us to wear the garments we wear. We don't wear garments that fit into society. We don't wear garments that make us a part of the rest of the fun. We wear garments as though we living in another land.
That's right.
With another purpose. Why? Because the things we wear are the real reality.
That's right.
Like, the real reality is that there's danger all around us.
Yeah.
That's the real reality. And that's the world we live in. Go ahead, Nata.
All right. And now it goes to how oppression affects reality. Oppression, being constantly treated unfairly or powerless, can make people feel hopeless, make truth feel useless, make survival more important than clarity. Train people.
Go ahead. Meaning make the fantasy of the Bible more important. Not the reality of the Bible. The reality of the Bible would be you would say this is happening because we've been put into captivity and we got to obey the laws, the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, so we get out of this captivity. It wouldn't be that you afraid that you'll never get out of it, so you got to get in a fantasy. You're going to be in reality and calling on the Most High to get out of it, and going to rejoice as you get out of it.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Train people to keep their head down.
Right. Cap. Slacky, sir. Cap, did that say the Bible or survival?
Make survival.
Oh, survival. I thought it was the Bible.
No. So like you said, survival. But it's basically along the same path what you're saying, sir. Because they take the Bible and the fantasy is we want one day we gonna, we're gonna be together and everything will just be all right. It's a fantasy they're living in. Like you go to church Sunday and your preacher is going to make it feel like when you come in here, you're in a different world. And then when you walk outside, what he's saying is not adding up. Because it's a fantasy world he created. You understand? For you
right, like that's a haven for you to get out of reality. So you get to go sit up in there for a period of time and live in a false world. Read that part again where it says survival.
Make survival more important than clarity.
Right. Like you basically in trying to get on the side of the oppressor so you can live.
That's it.
As opposed to being clear about what's going on.
Yeah.
And that church gives you the false sense of survival, which will destroy you when reality bumps into it. Like when reality bumps into these churches, that's it for the Christianity.
Yeah.
You're going to see that thing collapse to the floor and you're going to be like, what happened?
That's right.
What happened is reality banged into the church.
That's right.
So like what you were saying, like to getting through this is really having your faith in the Most High, that no matter how it is, if you follow what he say, he gonna get you out or wherever. Like the Lord say, he never give a man more than he could bear. But in addition to the Christian church trying to escape reality, these fake Israelites. They don't believe in the Lord, and they're trying to escape the reality of how the Lord said to do it. So they get into these groups and mold something that they could feel comfortable in and escape the real reality. The real reality is you're going to be hated as the 12 tribes of Israel as you wake up, not loved by the Africans and loved by the Polynesians and the Chinese and everybody else who you trying to bring in. Not hated by everybody else. Like they create something because really they done lost faith in the Lord, and they just created something else that they could cosplay or do something. The fool said it. The sodomite said it, that he just cosplaying some Israelite. They're not really into that thing because you don't believe in the Lord. You really don't believe, and you don't
like he cosplaying to feel safe, to have a little crew underneath him.
That's
so
it.
he could feel safe until the safety net got pulled out from him.
Right.
Perfect love casteth out fear.
That's right. That's right.
Like that's how you battle against that. You know what I mean? Like you saying it's true. Go ahead. Let me let you finish my shot. Then I'll jump back in.
No, so that was it. So they
okay.
Really, it's like, I mean, the whole way how they taper everything is to appeal to the public, not to appeal to the Lord.
Yes, like they want to be loved by the people.
Exactly.
Which is not reality.
It's not reality.
Like them prophets was hated. Christ was hated.
Right.
David was hated by Israel. They tried to stone Moses.
Right.
Several times.
That's right.
Cursed him out, tried to take him out of power, tried to kill him. Many times. While he was doing something so amazing, they still went to do that. Forget about Peter and them, the disciples of Christ. They hated their damn guts. Half of Paul's ministry was done on the run. Them cats was hated out. And hated because they was bringing reality to an oppressed people who wanted to stay in the fantasy. You know what I mean? What's his name? Caiaphas was like, the Romans will come and take away our place. They was living in a fake fantasy of power.
Right.
Like they know that their power is threatened. That's why he said that.
Right.
But yet wanted to kill Christ to stay in this cosplay of being in charge. When you only in charge as far as these Romans was allowing him to be, but yet he was willing to kill Christ to stay in the fantasy. Right. Instead of him saying the whole nother mindset would have been, y'all, this guy here can heal everything. He could encourage the brothers and sisters to come together and help ourselves. Like that would have been another mindset.
Right.
That would have been a reality mindset. The reality mindset would have been, the hell with this power they've given me. We got brothers here who are doing miracles. Right. Let's get with them and see what this means. You know who was not in a fantasy? Peter and them. Because what did they say to Christ before he left? Will thou at this time restore the kingdom onto Israel?
Yes.
They wasn't cosplaying for power with the Romans. They was asking, if this power you got, are you going to smoke them boys and give us power again? Like we done read 1,000 times in these scriptures?
Right.
Like that's how they were thinking.
Come on.
Christ had to let them know, no, you don't know the time. Just go on and do what I told you to do.
Come on.
Like those were cats dealing in reality.
That's right.
And what a mistake on Caiaphas' part to pass on such a great blessing from the Lord that could have been used to help Israel.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like that's the two mindsets. Go ahead. Was there more than I thought, or that's it?
If I could say one more thing too, sir.
Please.
Like even that part, like even when after Christ was crucified and he ascended, remember they went through trauma. They watched. They watched their brother get nailed to a cross, mocked, stabbed, all kind of shit. And then they came together for that feast of his first fruits or weeks, Pentecost, when they came together with brothers from outside of Jerusalem and they got the Holy Spirit. And that's right. From the trauma, if you believe in the Lord, like they ain't abandon it because they went through traumatic. Like that's the link. How you're saying, you had to hold on and follow what the Lord said. Like they went through the trauma and then gained on it more, gained power and brothers and everything that the Lord say and more. So like that was it, sir.
I don't know because yeah, damn right. I don't know because you can find that part in the scriptures that Mashak is bringing out, but the part, not the Pentecost, but the part where they were depressed and Christ came to them and they didn't recognize him. And he said, why sittest thou here, saddened? I'm paraphrasing. See if you can find that for me real quick, because that is exactly what Mashak is saying. And Christ asked them when they was in the trauma, Christ was like, why y'all acting this way? And they said, you ain't just hear what happened here in Jerusalem? Right. And he had to then correct them by telling them, but I thought y'all, in essence, I thought y'all was dealing with reality. Didn't he say he was going to rise again? Why then would you act like it's a problem? He said he was going to rise again. He said he was going to do those things. Would you didn't believe it? What's the and they came up out of it.
Right.
Like, oh shit, we can't go into the fantasy of this depression and leave off from the work of the Lord and start to try to blend back into the people and start trying to make friends with family again and blend back into the society.
Right.
No, we got to go do what he said to do and finish this out, even though it was painful that we went through this trauma of seeing him put to death. He did say that was going to happen.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to get their head right on it. And the same with us as a people, we got to get our head right on. The Lord said we would go into slavery with ships. But then he also came back and said that I shall pour out the seventh veil on all mankind. And the angel said, it is done. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in this kingdom gonna fall. Like you don't want to see the news and you don't want to see reality if you don't really believe this kingdom's gonna fall based on the prophecies of the Lord. If you ain't really sure, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna want to deal with all that. You know what I mean? But if you are sure, because he said that would happen, then you ain't gonna get depressed. You're gonna deal with it.
So like the general.
Please.
If I could, and Thomas told me, he said, "Man, unless I'm able to stick my hand." Thomas, he goes, I ain't believing nothing until I can stick my hand in the womb. He was like, he was done. He was like, man, I ain't believing none of it.
He was done. Man. And Christ had to bring him back.
That's right.
And we got to come back to the reality that this kingdom is going to fall. The Lord is going to bring forth that prophecy that wars are going to break out. Diseases are going to break out, that it will become a time of trouble like it has never been since been a nation. But we also better pull out that he said, see that you be not troubled.
That's right.
In other words, see that the trauma don't overthrow you.
Mm-hmm.
See that the trauma don't make you go into fantasy land.
Right.
So like Journal.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cap.
I'll just talk about one fantasy that crashed down this week. If I could, before you go into the scripture, Salaki.
Okay, go ahead.
That Tim Scott, that big head nigga Tim Scott.
Dang.
and you know what, just talking about the Matrix, and I hear people say, are we in a simulation? Are we, with the red pill or blue pill? I hear all that all the time. But like what you were saying about the reality, and Captain Nathok bringing it out, like it's okay. He told on himself when he made that statement about what Trump said, or that video about Barack Obama. Like you don't even understand what he said. He said this was the most racist thing that I've seen. He didn't say it was only. Remember, at one time, racism didn't exist.
Right.
That's what he was saying.
Talking about reality, racism didn't exist, but now it's the most racist. So if it was the most racist, they know anything about the English language, if there's a most, there's a least.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So meaning you can see racism now, Tim Scott.
Right.
So you, and there's a Native Indian proverb that says, "You can't wake a man that pretending to be asleep." And this big head
That's
Negro,
so right.
this Negro here got on there and said, "You know what? Because there was a progression of racism, meaning he saw all the other racist things,
Yeah,
but he said
and
nothing."
denied.
And denied it. He denied the reality of it until this was the breaking point in his mind. And he told on himself, and even the scriptures say, out of your own mouth, you're gonna get condemned. He told on himself. So all this time that you was telling, oh, the ISUPK and the black, Hebrew Israelites, y'all crazy, and racism don't exist. Oh, you have been seeing it, but you didn't want to deal with reality.
Yeah.
You didn't want to deal with that's the so heavy about that, General, like you bringing out, because in order to change reality, you have to face reality. You want to change your condition, you got to wake up, man. But this right here, and this Negro told on himself in front of everybody and didn't even understand what he was doing, showing this whole time, oh, you saw racism, but this right here is the most racist. So you tolerate racism. You okay with racism up to a point. That's the thing about the truth. That's the thing about the veil. It eventually will be ripped. It eventually falls. Down here in Louisiana, they got the Mardi Gras. So the masquerade that you have, eventually you're gonna have to take it off.
That's right.
Eventually you're gonna have to take off the mask that you've been wearing and deal with reality. So I just wanted to make that point, General.
It's a good point. It's a very good point out. You know what I mean? It's a very good point.
I got the scripture, sir.
Please read it for me.
Very
good point.
A verse, like Luke chapter 24, verse 15. And it came to pass that while they communed together and reasoned, Jesus himself drew near and went with them. But their eyes were holden that they should not know him. And he said unto them, what manner of communications are these that ye have one to another?
What are y'all talking about? Go ahead.
Unto one another as ye walk and are sad.
Right. What is this depressed conversation?
Right.
What's going on? Go ahead.
And the one of them, whose name was Cleopas, answering said unto him, art thou only a stranger in Jerusalem, and hast not known the things which are come to pass there in these days? And he said unto them, what things? And they said unto him, concerning Jesus of Nazareth, which was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before God and all the people, and how the chief priest and our rulers delivered him to be condemned to death and have crucified him. But we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Israel.
Right. They see how they was. We thought he was going to bring Israel back.
Right.
At that time. So we depressed.
Right.
Because we lost our hope because we done seen this trauma that happened to him. Go ahead.
And beside all this, today is the third day since these things were done.
Go ahead.
Yea, and certain women also of our company made us astonished, which were early at the sepulchre. And when they found not his body, they came, saying that they had also seen a vision of angels, which said that he was alive. And certain of them which were with us went to the sepulchre and found it even so as the woman had said, but him they saw not. Then he said unto them, O fools, and slow.
And what?
And O fools, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken.
Yikes.
He started cutting them like,
damn.
y'all was doubting it was gonna go down. Go ahead. Like even they almost slipped out of reality.
Right.
Go ahead.
Ought not Christ to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory? And beginning at Moses and all the prophets, he expounded unto them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. And
he went in all the script. He was cutting them from Moses on up.
Right.
You had this book with all these records. Don't you know this was the reality? This was really going to happen.
Right.
Go ahead.
And they drew nigh unto the village whither they went, and he made as though he would have gone further. But they constrained him, saying, Abide with us, for it is toward evening, and the day is far spent. And he
he was gonna leave him. It was gonna leave him in the dark, but they said, "Nah, stay with us." But really, they needed to hear this shit. So they was like, come on, hang a little longer, man.
Kawakan, and he went in to tarry with them. And it came to pass, as he sat at meat with them, he took bread and blessed it, and brake and gave to them. And their eyes were opened, and they knew him, and he vanished out of their sight.
Good night. Now, if that's some shit that will blow your goddamn mind. Yeah, man. Like the Lord had to let them see that was real reality. That crucifixion from the Romans wasn't shit.
That's right.
That he got about that grave like the women told him they would, and he went on into that village, then came back and then showed them himself and disappeared before their eyes. Brother, they was shocked right back into reality. They was brought right back into the reality that what's in these scriptures is true. Everything else is fantasy land. You know what I mean? Listening to this world, you will not know what's coming till it's too goddamn late. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's in these scriptures that the prophets have brought forth is true. That's why he went back and read the prophets from Moses on up. Because what we've been saying is what is the truth, is the reality. And it's been amazing ever since the day we got hold of it. You know what I'm saying? John. So
that's cool.
You want to play?
Listen, that is that's a cold one right there, especially with what's going on now. Because you know, like watching what's going on with us, it'll shake you. It'll shake you.
It'll shake you. It'll shake you.
Well, and this is not even the worst of it.
This is the beginning.
This is the beginning
of sorrow.
Yep.
This is the beginning of sorrow.
Yeah.
We ain't even got into the sorrow.
And also too, so you know what I mean, it is proof also too where you know what I mean, like you know what I mean, you teach us in a way where we in this position because of the white man. Like he knows, you know what I mean, he studied this and he knows we cannot let off for the oppression and the trauma we put on these people, or they will wake up.
Yeah.
Cannot. You know what I mean? There's always, you know what I mean, if it's not the Hispanics, it's black people. If it's not blacks, it's the First Nation. Like they continually, you know what I mean, oppressing us. And they know what the hell they're doing. They know once you do people these things for this length of time, they're going to be passive. They're going to be silent. They ain't going, you know what I mean? They ain't going, you know what I mean, see, you know what I mean, what it really is, what's really going on. That's why Tim Scott, he have a hard time saying it. Because little does he know, in his suit, he is traumatized.
Wow.
You understand? And he is oppressed. But he has to look in the mirror with his suit and talk himself into, I'm a free Negro.
Right.
I'm this, I'm that. And then when you go and hear what Trump's saying, no, you know what I mean, you sulky. You suck.
When really you the slimiest of them all.
Yeah.
Because you won't face reality and you will pass the lie on to others.
Right.
Until the lie becomes so big. I mean, until the truth of these people becomes so big, you ain't got no choice.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like he got backed against the wall because the animal of animals came out and did something that couldn't be denied.
Salaka, John.
Please.
And if I could, and it's so crazy because that's why the scripture say if the blind lead the blind, they both gonna fall in the ditch. Like you said,
so
like,
true.
Every now and then it's like that movie, The Matrix, like that glitch. That's how he knew he was in the city. He was in the. It was something right. Like it's some of these niggas is they glitching right now. They like, hold on, wait. like we speaking at camp. They're like, hold on. They're like, you see what I see? It's like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's what. But one thing I can say about the ISUPK, and it's so beautiful with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, is when I could just speak from my personal experience. Me coming to a camp and hearing Commander General Yohana speak, and hearing the general speak at the camp. One thing that it always sticks out with me, and since we're talking about reality, is that I wasn't told what to think. I was taught how to think. Like that, it's because I was already hooked. Like the general bringing out, I'm like, damn, this is like I never heard like. But at the end of your speaking, General, I'll never forget it. You said, don't believe anything that we said up here today. You said, I want you to go home and I want you to read the Bible for yourself. But just do me one favor, take Christianity off of it.
That's right.
You taught, you teach men how to think. And what to think comes natural.
And all that comes from your house.
From the system. Salak.
Damn right. All that comes from your house. You right. Like that's what we do. That's what we don't teach men to go get Africans to fill your ranks.
Right.
That ain't what we do. We teach men to have faith and to stand with the Lord in reality.
That's right.
The Lord will raise you up.
So, like, sir, if I could jump in there, just to add on what you all bringing out.
Go ahead, Go ahead.
Captain Hunter had alluded to that movie, The Matrix, right? There's a scene in that movie, The Matrix, when this is the first movie, I believe, when the agents had captured Morpheus, which is Lawrence Fishburne character, right?
Right.
And then he's trying to break the code. He's trying to get into Zion, to the mainframe. And he got him hooked up to the little machines.
Oh, right. The electrode.
Yeah, the agent says to Morpheus, he take his earpiece out and he said, I want to tell you something that, I don't want nobody else to hear. And he said, we've studied the human mind. And he said, the human mind has an ability over time to recorrect itself from whatever programming we give it. It's only so long that we can convince the mind to believe a lie. And then it starts to wake up and remember who the mind starts to wake up. And the people remember who they are. And then we have to reset the system again.
Dang.
He said that, we've tried to do this matrix thing several times over, but you keep waking up. And we keep having to reset the system. And he's telling Morpheus this because he wants him to give up the code to the mainframe so we can just go wipe out the last vestige of humans remaining. But in him trying to break Morpheus, he says, we've studied y'all for some time. And no matter how much we try to program you, no matter how much we try to put you in this matrix over time, the human mind has an ability to correct itself. And y'all start to wake up, and then we have to kill the system and start it over again. That's where we are right now. We are in that time where the people are beginning to wake up.
Yeah.
And some of us are beginning to remember who we are. We're coming back to the Lord. And
yeah.
He knows I've got to reset this system again. I've got to reinstitute the cruelty. I got to reestablish my dominance and my superiority. I've got to break them over again and take away their trust and their faith in their God. And that's where we at right now. But those of us who have woken up, you can't break. We like Morpheus. You can't break us. We can't give you the keys to the mainframe. You can't break into Zion because it's impenetrable. We don't die in the matrix fighting the machines if our king doesn't come deliver us. But what they don't know is Neo is free, goddamn. He the one that woke us up. I'm going on with the
I was gonna say, you got to break down to the part where he say you're like a virus. Remember when he touched the sweat of Morpheus. He touched his sweat and treated him like he was a virus.
Can I say
you know what I mean? Like he was so filthy to this damn agent. You know, man, what you said is true. Give it up, y'all.
Can I say one thing, Joe, if I could?
Please.
I want to pull one scripture based on what Captain Soccer Ward just said. Can I Romans chapter 12, verse 2? And it's so heavy, man, because that's how they look at us, man. Like the resistance is a virus. Like you having the Holy Spirit is like, okay, we got to deal with you again. You know, we
Right.
thought then we end this in 69, then we end this
Right.
in 50s, then we end this in 70 AD. Like it's just like it just keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? But this is so heavy going into what the allegory of the matrix, man. Romans chapter 12, verse 2.
Can. The book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
You see that, man? Don't be conformed to this world. This world is not, like the general brought out, this is not real. It's not reality.
Right.
This world was constructed by him and his rules and his paradigm. You know what I'm saying? His algorithms. Like this, don't be conformed to this world. You know what I'm saying? Be ye
This the Truman Show.
So like, sir.
This the Truman Show.
You kind of come. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's so heavy. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Like our mind has been programmed in this place, man, to conform to this world. But like once again, when you have a new mind, you don't think you thinking about. And that's the whole thing about that movie. They was bringing forth they wanted to bring forth a new world.
Yeah.
They wanted to break out of this simulation or this hell they were in, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
That ye may prove what that good.
And listen to that right there. That ye may prove what is that good. Like the proof, meaning this, we have to because why? What this world say is good is not good. What this society said, we have to prove it, meaning there's a process through the scriptures and through the discipline of the Holy Spirit and the gospel that you're going to prove what is that good. Go ahead.
And acceptable. And perfect will of God.
You see that, man? Like that's where we at with the ISUPK, man. You know what I'm saying? That's like things are being proved and tested, and they've been tested time and time again. And that is like the metal detector for BS. You know what I'm saying? You see all these other fake groups out here. Look what they getting into. Everything imaginable, everything you can think of. They calling our camp leaders, emailing us. You understand? Trying to let us know it's all kind of madness going on because what they conform to this world.
That's right.
Because they do the things of this world. They ain't got a new mind. And just because they put a shield on and some fringes don't mean they got a new mind. They out here cosplaying. They out here pretending and deceiving people. You understand? Yep. Well, it's so heavy what Christ said. My sheep hear my voice. You understand? So it's just so heavy what Captain Soccer War brought out about that movie, man. That movie is heavy on so many points, man. I yield.
If I could, sir. And everything y'all saying is so heavy, man. Earlier today, sir, Captain Mashak was teaching class, and the brother asked the question: "Is what's the first step of learning the truth?" And Captain Mashak was breaking down to him that the first step is to be able to say the white man's the devil. That will take you out the glitch. that will de-glitch you immediately because you have to be able to go up against what you've been taught since you was a child. Like imagine, like the school always taught that Christianity comes through the walls. Now, I mean, it's in the air, so you're gonna have to really push back on that and accept something that's hard to accept. You're gonna have to accept all your heroes, all Superman, Thor, all of them are the devil.
That's right.
And once you could do that, then you'll be able to dissect or take in all the other truths. But if you can't do that, you'll never accept that Christ is black, the Jews are black, you're a real Jew. As long as the white man's in the way of that, you can't accept it. So everything you're saying is so heavy because, like Cap Mashak told that brother, like the first thing you gotta do, you gotta accept that this man's a devil.
Right. That's right. And if I could too, with Captain Mashak bring out the Captain Mashak cut and dry with, because when you see that there, okay, you can see through the redacted files in the Epstein. You can see all through, even though it's blocked out. It's like you got X-ray vision because the Lord, once again, you're able to see through the foolishness. You know this man, the devil, once again, and guess what? You're gonna see his blueprint. Satan has a blueprint in this world. You understand? It's certain things he's structured in this society that you know that this is his blueprint. This is his marker. You understand? And that's why the truth is so heavy, man. A lot of people out here getting lost in the sauce because they out here trying to not see what's real.
That's right.
You understand? They trying to, and really they lie to themselves. And that's the worst, that's the worst person you can lie to, brothers and sisters that's out there listening. The worst person you can lie to is yourself. And when you lie to yourself so long, what is a quote is some famous what was this guy? He was like a person that deal with psychology, but he was taught. I think might have been Russian, but he said something about when you lie to yourself, you can no longer after a period of time you can no longer distinguish truth within inside of you, and I think that goes back to that trauma that Captain Nathak was bringing out when he brought out that you know what I'm saying that whole summary, because when you don't know what truth is. Now you lie, like you in a false reality. Like I even was reading, like when they was getting ready to crucify Christ, like Pilate, man. Like when Christ was telling him, he mentioned something about truth, and Pilate said, "What is truth?" Like he's like, now here you are a judge, and you don't even know what truth the people say. Democracy.
You know all this around you is a lie.
You know all this is a lie, so you know you running the game from the giddy up, even in this empire. You understand? So that right there, man, like these people, they don't have truth in them. You know what I'm saying? Look what they doing. He has had a cat murder his own daughter because of Donald Trump. You understand? Because
you sure did.
I mean, once again, because they can't. This monster hates mirrors.
Yeah,
mirrors. He can't see himself. He don't want to. That's what he's afraid of. And why?
You are right.
To see the truth. Same thing with that Bondi, that Pam Bondi, when they had that she had to testify today. When them women behind her raised their hand and being the victims of Epstein, she couldn't even look them in the face. She couldn't even look them in the face.
Right.
But yet we let these same women tell our black women about feminism. Now here you have it. You white women is getting beat up, getting shot, and all that by MAGA movement. All this is going on. Where's the white women's movement? Where's the white feminists? You don't see it.
Right.
Don't ever let these people fool you into believing, you know what I'm saying, that they have some kind of way of life for us. Everything that they've given us has been to death.
Yeah.
Christ said he's the way, he's the truth, he's the light.
That's right.
You understand? So don't listen. Like once again, the general brought it out. The veil is falling.
Yeah.
If they care so much about white women, where it's supposed to be code pink on steroids right now. Washington D.C.
Yeah. Where's the Me Too movement? Where's the Me Too movement?
Come on,
right.
Where's the Me Too
disappear? They ain't around no more, I guess.
Thank you. Well, where did they go? See, all these fabricated minority groups that the system created. And how do you know the system created? Because they'll never fight against the system, brothers and sisters. They'll never challenge the system. When things like this, the system can, why? Will it ever correct itself? No, it was designed this way.
Right.
Yeah.
These things here were to distract you and to divide us as a people. And now that it's cannibalizing itself, guess what? You don't see none of these groups. They was big on marching when we were doing stuff, but they was coming up against us. But now they quiet as a church mouse.
Yeah.
Get nothing. You don't hear a mumbling word from the white feminist group. They supposed to be out in the street raising hell. You understand? But they quiet. So like
and that's
go ahead, Mashak.
No, I was just gonna say that's it's so heavy with the whole thing with the truth. Even Shakespeare in one of them plays, remember he had that quote, "To thine own self be true." This oppression, everything around you you're gonna start lying to yourself. You're gonna start lying to yourself to get into a whole other reality. So you're gonna have to remain true to yourself. Like that had to be so important, so imperative to you. Because the minute you start lying to yourself, it's a wrap. It's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Through that. 2 Corinthians 3:14.
Can
we do it? Then do the video? Salakia. Was somebody gonna say something? We good? All right.
This is 2 Corinthians 3 and 14.
Yeah.
2 Corinthians 3 and 14.
I got it right here, sir.
No,
but
sir.
their minds were blinded. For until this day remaineth the same, excuse me, but their minds were blinded. For until this day remaineth the same veil untaken away in the reading of the Old Testament, which veil is done away in Christ.
If they wake up, if we put our hope and spirit into Christ getting that kingdom that a black man is going to rule, then the veil will be taken off our eyes. We won't live in fantasy land and have to duck the news, have to lie to ourselves about what's happening around us. Go to 15 and 16 right quick.
Kawakan. But even unto this day, when Moses is read, the veil is upon their heart. Nevertheless, when it shall turn to the Lord, the veil shall be taken away.
Right. Their heart is on really using the law to harm others, like Christians do. Try to act like they are holier than thou.
Right.
Like they are the righteous while living in a fantasy land. But when they learn about the truth about Yahushua, that's when the veil is taken away from their heart. And they got to realize that they just a selfish beast pretending as though it is, the house of God and holiness when we in the middle of hell. That veil will be revealed up off of them. Can we play this video? I just want to play this dude, this cat. If we could. I want y'all to check it out. Tell me your thoughts on it.
One second.
We can't hear it, sir. Salaki.
Yeah, no volume.
Okay, hold on. Let me redo it.
Also, too, Salaki Journal, somebody in the chat asked what verse that was. If it's to why, I tell them what verse, sir.
Please.
Kawakan. That was 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 14 through 16.
No volume. So
I should have had you read 17 too. Well, 17 made it real clear.
I can read that, sir.
Go ahead, read 17.
Kawakan, verse 17. Now the Lord is that spirit, and where the spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty.
That's right.
You know what I mean? The Lord is going to be that spirit out that's going to give us the liberty to not be crushed under the brainwashing of today's empire. We're going to have the liberty, man, that we deserve to have, which is to be free of mind, something that white man's trying to take away now. They want to capture your mind with AI, with all the surveillance, with all these different technologies they got. They don't want you to even have free will anymore. They want themselves to have free will so they can molest and rape and rob, but they don't want you to have free will.
Yeah.
But the Lord didn't make man to lose his will. He made man to have will, to fight, to stand, to correct.
That's right.
Come.
Salaki.
And that's it. Go ahead.
No, Salaki, so I mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say, and that's the only way Esau could ever feel safe.
Right.
The kingdom of heaven to him is us wiped out, so he never feel threatened.
Yeah.
You was going to say something, Salaki?
No, sir. So the scripture you pulled is heavy. And I remember I told you earlier this week, I'm watching those videos of y'all blazing on the streets in DC, General. Like I grew up in the church. Like I was in church like 4 or 5 days out the week. No exaggeration. Yeah, couldn't listen to secular music.
That is very hard to see, bro.
Yeah, come on, sir. I played the drums in church, and so I was always there. And hearing y'all blaze in DC, General, like I told you, it was so mind blowing to me, and I know it was the Spirit of the Lord, because I couldn't even fathom that we could talk like that. Like I couldn't. My mind is like, I didn't know we could say that. I didn't know we could talk like that. I didn't know that we could be just raw and truthful that way. And it sounds strange now, because but it's like at that time, it was just so mind blowing. Like, why? Like, hold on. I didn't know we could do. Like, it was foreign. I didn't know we could do this. Like, it was like, wow, that's bound. The Christianity had me bound in mind and spirit, where it's like, wow, I'm looking at y'all like a slave. Like, oh, I'm looking around like, surely, like this.
Right. That's deep, Bob. That's heavy. We'll show you the Lord has us, because you out there blazing now, like I can't even explain. So, brothers coming up like, who the hell is this guy? They probably thinking the same way. We'll show you how much that Christianity takes away our liberty.
That's right.
The way you think you can't even talk in 2025, 2026. To show you that, and also shows you why it's so necessary that you're on that corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shit is necessary.
Cancer. And so, like you said, this after what you're saying too. And not just the Christianity too, because I was listening to one of these news stations I be watching, right? They even brought in Sesame Street. There was Sesame Street was brought in for the I think for the inner city blacks to dumb them down. You understand?
Dang.
Yes, that I think it was in the Epstein file also too. You understand?
Dang.
So they've been,
Like that Epstein file got all they dirty shit in there.
Yeah.
I mean, Sesame Street, Big Bird. Big Bird was a goddamn agent. God damn it. Big Bird was playing psychological homosexual games with our mind.
General, I don't know if you remember, they used to have this character that would come on there with a trench coat, and he would come up on the screen with the hat, and he'd say, "Hey, you come over here. I want to show you something." I say,
right,
like a good old school, nasty old man.
Yeah,
it's off like, do you want to see an eye? And he opened the damn trench coat, and the child come watching, but you can't see it. But it's a play on the whole adult naked flasher. Like, on
wow.
You want to see what's under here? Rah! Like that. Character on the Sesame Street doing
God damn.
Good night.
The same thing. And he talking and low like, "Hey, you come over here. You ain't scared, is you? Do you want to see an eye?" And he opened the coat up like, I mean,
damn.
Some kind of go into a pro with that shit.
And this much I can say: Big Bird was a big faggot. He was a big. Big Bird was a full-out drag queen. All them old yellow feathers and shit. That motherfucker was a drag queen. Fucking with our head. You know what I'm saying?
After Captain Michelle play a video, I sent him the video with it. Just it's a couple seconds. If you want to look at it.
Let me
pull that up first if you want. We the other one we ain't really got to play unless everybody wants us to play it. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's up to y'all.
Kind of whichever one. I had the other one up here now. What minute marker, Cap?
You could start it maybe at 9 seconds. Start talking about it.
In there now. Hold up. Let me I might have to redo it. Is the audio playing?
No.
Nah, sir.
You could hear it now?
No.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
It connects to a designed to probe.
They play now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can hear
Come.
and indoctrinate young people into a particular point of view to sort of, particularly to neutralize the aggression and potential revolutionary tendencies of inner city Black Americans after the riots of the late 60s, the MLK riots. It connects to an email that some internet sleuths just discovered in this massive Epstein tranche, which is so meaningful to me and just so amazing. And it's from Jess Staley when he was the CEO.
That was basically
of Barclays
on that
Bank.
part.
He's an American.
Wait.
banker,
Let it play.
banker. This is in, just years after Occupy Wall Street and after the financial crash. And he's writing to Jeffrey Epstein, you want to know why we are not Sao Paulo? And he's referring to, I think, a kind of color revolution which was going on in Brazil, in which masses of people were in the streets to remove Dilma Rousseff, who was the center-left social democratic president. You know why we're not Sao Paulo? Watch the TV ads on the Super Bowl. It's all about hip blacks and hip cars with white women. The group that should be in the streets has been bought off by Jay-Z.
Dang.
He's literally saying they're bought off by Jay-Z. Jay-Z was really a symbol at that time of neoliberal capitalism. He had made himself sort of a spokesman for the financial establishment, for Wall Street. He actually came into Occupy Wall Street and attempted to subvert it, co-opt it, and essentially undermine it by introducing his own brand, Occupy All Streets. Basically, like, let's keep young Black people away from hating Wall Street after their dream of home ownership was just dashed forever. Jay-Z got some minority ownership stake in the Brooklyn Nets just so he could kind of be a symbol of the Barclays Center, which was named for the bank that Jess Staley owned, but which also kind of doomed that area around Atlantic Yards. And
can you please pause that for a second?
Gentrification.
Yo, I am fucking blown away. Do you know what he's implying? Like, he's implying that Jay-Z was an agent.
Come on, concert.
Used in many situations to stop us from rising up. And then made to be successful to show us that his way is the way.
Right.
To be successful. When the whole thing was manufactured to keep us asleep.
Right.
Brother, that is Twilight Zone shit there.
I want con, General. It's a lock it, General.
Them Epstein files out is a treasure trove of shit.
Yeah.
Like, that is crazy. Go ahead, Salaki Khan.
No, I just wanted to say, like going back to what you said about the scripture when going into the veil, like this is now this false reality is starting to. That's why they got to redact so many names and they got to block out stuff because like it's just like the lines where it's black is like those are the pieces of the puzzle that's missing. But I'm gonna tell you something. The thing about truth is, once you give a little bit, people start to put things together.
Yeah.
They can redact all they want. People gonna start to say, man, they gonna start to name dates and places and times and say, oh, that makes. Oh, I know who was there. Oh, I seen that. You know what I'm saying? I was a part of that deal. I was another room when it happened. Like this right here, and it's just showing, and it's dangerous because now people can see who's been selling them out, and Lord knows. I mean, if they keep going down there, I mean, once again, they went down a rabbit hole and found a rat. They said even Chuck E. Cheese is involved in this now.
Yeah, they said that owner's a pedophile too, they said. Chuck E. Cheese.
God damn.
I done brought my kids to the pedophile.
And now I'm traumatized, you know, because I remember I used to hit the whack-a-mole. I used to hit all the at the damn Chuck E. Cheese. I was sitting like, damn, this is crazy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like this right here just goes.
And that's why they probably sell pizza for the pizza gate.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like this right here, man, this is crazy. But like once again, now all these things are coming out and they saying there's certain names redacted and people is, I don't know how they doing it, but they saying that other countries now, they got their own set of files. And they saying that this ain't even half of what they know. They got their own you know, they not CIA, they version of CIA and people that know about these files, and they got their own version, and don't even add the dark web into it. They know those names are.
Yeah, and they said that they used AI to reveal all the redacted parts.
Yeah.
Somehow AI was able to tie in who's redacted. Like they came out and said that throughout all the files, the word "don't" is redacted, and they said that they realized that meant Don T, Donald Trump.
Right.
Because why would you redact the word "don't" when they redacted it? Because the computers are saying it's not "don't," it's Don T. Probably an error, but just to be safe, they the computers is redacting it. So the AI computers is coming back and unredacting all the names because they figuring out what was redacted and why. Yeah, so what you're saying is true. That's crazy.
So like it's a maybe because they use the same computer to redact the names.
Right.
Them computers, you know what I mean, interacting with each other for sure.
True.
The AI is going to be against them. That's why that whole Judgment Day what they call that with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Terminator.
Terminator.
Judgment Day.
Yeah, with the machine's going to take over because they know they're building a machine that's almost have a better conscience than them, and if them machines are allowed to run like humans, they know they're going to have to get rid of him. You understand?
Yeah.
He not making, you know what I mean, like them machines telling you put in the computer and it's going to tell you how to get rid of, you know what I mean, how to get, you know what I mean, from under his foot. You understand? So for sure, you build them machines going to turn on you, Mr. White Man, not us.
Right.
We ain't be the problem for the machine. The machine gonna know it's you the problem on the earth.
I mean, in essence, what that cat just said was that Jay-Z's whole career, from poverty to rise to stardom to all of it, was all fake and contrived by him. And now we understand why Kanye West went the route he went. Because it must have been revealed to him that all this was fake. And he must have figured out that even his wife and kids was a setup.
Yep. Remember
you know what I'm saying?
Remember the trainer threatened him.
Right. Right.
Hey, listen, man, you get with the program. I'm gonna make sure I'll take your kids from you. I'll make sure that happen. Say that if he know he could push the button and make that shit happen. Make a fight and everybody, you know, just turn against him.
Like that was like damn. So all this BS about, you know, you standing there in the studio rapping, you gonna make it to be a big star. The whole damn thing was fake. And it was amazing how they used it. They so diabolical. Like they used his success and fame to teach black people that oppressing yourself is success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they craftily taught us to never rebel against, like we did during the days of Public Enemy. And in essence, I see something else as well. In essence, Esau, the CIA being drug dealers, they taught us through rappers like Jay-Z to sell drugs. Through rappers like Puff Daddy and Biggie and Tupac, like they were behind it. To teach us to become drug dealers. Because they were moving drugs and probably needed tons of people in the street, so they didn't have to have CIA agents standing on a corner selling crack. They said, well, let's get them to do it.
That's right.
Well, how are we going to do that? Let's take a couple of these rappers and game them up and have them become the ones. And what are we going to do when they start selling drugs and shooting and killing each other? Well, we'll lock them up. We'll turn that into some money too.
Yeah.
Like our whole world been a fantasy, man. This whole thing been a lie and a game and something stupid. And we fell for it hook, line, and sinker. And so it should, if we had known these things that was in the Epstein file, we would not have been surprised when he came out and shut down the Super Bowl. And I did not know that he did that work for them on the Occupy Wall Street. He, in essence, tried to shut down the Occupy Wall Street movement.
Come on, sir. Like it, gentlemen.
Go ahead, Up.
I remember when John Lewis came out there, the civil rights guy, they wouldn't even let it. There was a video he wanted to speak, and the people were like, nah, we not, because they knew what he was going to do. They knew he was, there's certain people that come into certain movements, they try to quail the movement. And they knew
they there as an agent.
Come. And they told him they wouldn't even, because they had a thing in New York where they would let people speak. You come in, not like a drum circle, but they have a thing where you can come there and you can speak and you can talk about the system and what it was doing to the American people and how it affected you. And John Lewis came, he's a congressman. He tried to go down there. They said, we don't want you to speak. You're not welcome in it. And I remember sitting there on TV, man, and it was like, yo, you're not gonna water down our movement. That's how they was thinking out there, because they was about serious. They was about trying to take over some stuff out there.
Sure was. UPK Makwalan said this: the white man's gifts, contracts, and record deals seem to be equivalent to the candy a predator has waiting for kids at the ice cream truck. That week eventually elude to their destruction. Like so true, bro. So true. You know what I mean?
So, General, also with the Jay-Z is like the perfect record of it in the Bible. Like how you say, we had to get back to what the Lord say. Remember in the book of Maccabees, the king told Mattathias, because he was such a famous man and honorable in the city, in First Maccabees 2:18, he said, now therefore come thou first. They always try to do that. Get one of us to be the first one to lead the way. And said, therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. So now you take that and juxtapose that against this whole thing with Jay-Z and really any celebrity that they use, their house get elevated. They get all the contracts and the riches and the wealth, and that's an old trick, an old pony trick they try every time, and our celebrities lap it up. But Mattathias rejected it. If I could just read on a little bit, sir.
Please.
Then Mattathias
got it right here, sir.
Go ahead, bro.
Salaki. Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
That's right. Keep going.
God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words, to go from our religion either on the right hand or the left.
Man, listen, if our people could grow up with this integrity, like how we in the UPK we raised with that type of integrity. Like they would have to come with a much bigger suitcase. They'd have to come with all the money, all the oil, all the gold, all the diamonds in the world to even have somebody look at a type of bride. But right now, our people go for cheap. Look at Nicki Minaj. She's a heathen, but they put her there to try to represent and sway our people.
That's right.
And look at what they would pay her, and you come to find out, no, this gold card she get ain't even real. It's not even a real thing. They done played her. Or every celebrity they use, they always play them. But there's a price on your integrity that no man should be. You shouldn't settle for it. You shouldn't be able to trade it. You ought to reject that shit.
And makes me wonder about her. You know what I mean? Anton One West said, "Rap taught us to rebel against each other." So true, so true. You mean? And Hawar said this. Salakia, the head of Rockefeller Records, is Desiree Perez, who took down a cartel. So if she took down a cartel, what got her into the record label management business?
Right.
All that shit sound connected.
Yeah. Because
every bit of that shit sound connected. Say again?
Because, sir.
No, sorry. Go ahead, Cap. So, like, I you.
Yeah, Salaki, sir. To add to what you were saying, do you all know that Jeffrey Epstein had a part to play in the Iran-Contra scandal?
Damn. Oh, yes.
He had a part to play in it too.
He was brokering the money with Anand Khashoggi in Iraq.
And he was pushing them weapons and thing too. He was
right. Yes, he was.
So you know what I mean, like they for sure. You know what I mean.
And I see they got cats. Sorry, not that. I see they got cats like him out there just floating. And whenever they need to run an operation, they just come to him and run it through him so that they don't have no exposure.
Yeah.
Salakia, go ahead, Nata.
No, we say it's all right, and that's why it's so. You know what I mean. If you think he was bad, you understand? Why we don't hear the names? You understand? Like Negroes in office right now. You all seeing them things, and you all still not coming out and saying it. You should come out and say it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like sacrifice. That Tim Scott. Instead of saying he's racist, well, let's see how racist it is. Like, come on.
That's right.
Like, it's ridiculous.
If I could, Cap, I ain't mean to cut you off, Cap. So like,
nah, I hear.
I just wanted to, man, Cap, what you saying is so right. It's nuclear. Because like when you think about Jay-Z, and I don't know what it is, man, but it's like the richest of us make us look so cheap. The richest Negroes make us look cheap as a people. But I thank God that integrity is something a poor man can still afford. Because when you really look at how these celebrities do us, and it goes against the law. The textbook definition. I mean, the Bible says you cannot make merchandise of your people.
Yeah,
that's against the law, and that's what they do. They treat us like merchandise, something you can sell. We are bargaining tools between them and the heathens.
Yeah,
and that's why they have these showcase niggas out here all time in front in the street, but they never in the street because we in the streets. And we know who get a pass in the street.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it a buck, as General Gatham would say. You understand? Like these cats out here, they out here lying to the youth, out here selling them a dream. You understand? How many dreams they gonna keep selling us before? Once again, the real reality is what God said, man. It's real. You don't got to question because he's the architect. He know what reality is. Whatever he say is real, no matter how strange it seems. You understand? That's how that's what we follow. We follow the Most High, following these people like Jay-Z, man, and that's why they got rid of Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah,
that's why they moved him.
Actually, they sent him in when it's man. And I wonder too. It's like to cut you off. I wonder if that also means that all the ones that like Nicki Minaj, like Snoop Dogg and them, all the ones that's gravitating to Donald Trump, I wonder if all of they are agency people.
They only files.
You know what I mean? Like they, you know what I mean? Like they starting to float to that side of the table. Like, oh man, so much gonna come out. I can't wait till they get the second half out. And we need somebody to come decipher all this. There need to be a channel or something where you could go to every day and hear the latest stuff that they done pulled out of them files.
General Q,
so much.
If I could, General Q showed me some of that AI where they dropping, they downloading the files, and I wonder how a lot of these podcasters deciphering a lot of this stuff. They got everything. They dropping it in some AI tool that's mind mapping this thing, and I'm how to read it. It damn near make a PowerPoint. You just type in the search engine, Jay-Z, and you gonna see how many times his name show up on the. You know what I'm saying? Like they got some technology out here that do the proofreading for you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and talking about that too. So it's like Captain Mashak, I'll send you something to your WhatsApp.
Yeah,
there's a video that General Cabal had put out on WhatsApp there pertaining to Martin Luther King and the people around him. You understand?
Okay. It was a video. If you have a link, it's easy to pull up, but it's a video. I'm gonna have to switch it and download it and send it because it's on the phone.
Yeah, let's see.
If you have a link for the original instead of the whole actual raw video.
Hey, I think y'all will lose me in about 2 minutes, Salaki. I'm done.
You can wrap it there, so we can save it.
We gotta say that one for next week. Sorry, not that.
No.
And the preacher. We bring that out both next week, along with whatever is new to come out on these files, if y'all don't mind. Unless y'all want to go on, but I'm done. I'm going back to work for a couple of hours, and then I'm going to bed.
We can definitely wrap it for sure and save it for next week. I'm gonna save this preacher one. I'm gonna put it in the chat so we have it for next week. You know what I mean? Again,
go ahead and close it out, Michelle, please.
While the General for coming on Wednesday. You all know pay your tithes, isupk.com, pay your tithes 10% of all your increase, and then it's tax season coming. So that refund, that tax refund, 10% on that too. Don't start counting that thing. Count that thing at 90%, not the 100. But 10% here. Pay your Passover fee, $200 for every adult 17 years and over. Go to isupk.com. Contact your camp leader if you need some help. Get that, get the whole plan to get down there to Houston, April 4th, 2026. Houston, Texas. We're going to be at the BH Ranch, the Lord's 57th annual Passover. We're going to be here. Check out Commander General Yohana every Monday night, 9 p.m. on this very channel. General Yohana right here. We're going to be back next week, Lord Allah, if Christ ain't back yet, you know what I mean? To the usual suspects who always own and Commander General Yohana.
Damn right.
Barack.
Yeah.
Yabash Shabakatum.
We out.
ISUPK presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone.
ISUPK under Commanding General Yahana presents the official itinerary for the 57th Annual Lord's Passover. Kickoff. Wednesday, April 1st, the lamb slaughter from 11 a.m. Followed by fun and games, basketball, 3-point shootout. Can you hit the target in the archery competition? Then let's gather together ourselves and eat some lamb. Later that night, the dopest podcasts, the Round Table of Truth, Cross the Line Radio, and Let a Hebrew Speak. All going down from 8 p.m. Thursday, April 2nd, the annual Kiddies Party. It's all going down at Slick City Action Park from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Followed by Scripture Breakdown class from 7 p.m. with 12 Shield General Mahayim. Friday, April 3rd from 8 p.m. The all-black party. You know how we get down. It's all going down at the BH Ranch, Houston, Texas. Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. we will be hosting a brunch. Then the moment we've been waiting for all year from 5 p.m. sharp, April 4th, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. Followed by the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Sunday, April 5th from 7 p.m. The Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread goes hand in hand, so don't miss it. Make your reservations, book your flights and hotels now. An entire week of activities for only $200. Go to isupk.com, pay your Passover fee now. Shalom.